Hello, everyone, and welcome to Maze Arcana and the Inkwell Society, where we play D&D in the Noir. And we have a good time, because you don't have to take your clothes off. Okay. I didn't know if there was something, like if we could think of something for Noir.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. Well, it's an improv show.
I'm a child of the 80s. Yeah.
I have a good time. It's in my contract.
Contractual.
That's what I missed.
Contractual fun.
That's what I missed.
Covered a lot of things, but fun was not one of them.
Yeah.
Just put that in your closet.
It will be from now on. I'll appendix your
stuff.
things. All right, let's swing over real quick for some announcements. And when you get back, the reward for listening to announcements is an Idle Champions Code.
Dun dun dun. Chesty.
A new episode of Life Action Roleplay is available now on iTunes and Podbean with our very own Kyle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
He's the
Hi.
what am I doing now?
Hi. Ryan and Cynthia. All about what to bring with you for your first LARP. So this is a great show if it's your first time LARPing, or if you're an avid LARPer, or if you're LARP curious. Go ahead and check them out.
Can we make you guys like Kyanthea? Like compress it?
Yeah,
Kyanthea? Hashtag Kyanthea?
That's a thing.
Let's make that a thing,
Are you
Internet.
trying to ship this?
I am
Totally.
now. Yes. Like I mean, like you, Ryan, and Sin are like a buddy comedy waiting to happen. Like you just are. So
You should listen to some of our podcasts. I think we're already there.
The outtakes prove this.
Yes.
All right, what else we got here? We've got our show. Catch up on our show by subscribing to Inkwell Society on iTunes. So we can always be in your head, our voices.
And the VODs on Twitch.
And the VODs, yes. All right. Sirens of the Realms, an all-girl bard band on tour through Eberron, DM'd by our own Satine, is on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. on twitch.tv/DND, followed by Dungeon Queens. Aww. Nobody's ever here with me on that. Nobody's ever. Sig's not here.
That's up
But
to
even Sig
Sig.
wasn't here.
No, that's
one
the
of these
alley-oop for
days.
Sig to pull down. You know?
All right. Well, they are a hilariously adult-themed homebrew, and with some amazing, amazing drag queens. They're hilarious. Go check them out. They are on twitch.tv/dungeonqueens with a Z. Stay tuned. Follow them on their social media because they're going to be announcing their season finale sometime in the near future. See Magic Maze news for all your Magic the Gathering news.
Maze Magic News.
We're done here.
Maze
Yeah,
Magic
right.
news. We're done. Good night.
Out.
Good night.
Throw it back.
Fridays at 2 p.m. with Vivid Vivka, Austin Skagen, and Mylan Sarley. Sarley?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I got it right. Skagen. Austin Skagen. See, and what is it? Spellslingers. Spellslingers will be on. Will be starting on Geek and Sundry May 30th.
That's next Friday?
Yeah.
Thursday. 'Cause the second is Saturday. Yeah,
Yes.
next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
Cool.
The sacred time.
All right, we've got. I'm gonna throw it over to B Dave because he's got some exciting news for all of us.
A lot of things.
All the things are happening.
A lot of things. Busy week. Big week. Big week. First, we announced my new show that is coming when I will be occupying the big chair, the Theogony of Kairos.
Oh, this is coming with us.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're taking the big chair. I'll stand. It's fine. I'll stand. You can link my torso. We'll talk for like a couple of hours. We're doing a high-level campaign with my cast: Sam Delev, Alquin Gersh, Ash Minnick, Paige, our own illustrious Paige. There's beautiful, beautiful people behind the scenes, and I will be putting their moneymakers out here. Poisel will be joining us also. It's really going to be like a super cool thing, so look forward to that. Stream of Many Eyes, as of yesterday, it has been announced. I can tell you that I am part of the cast of the Stream of Many Eyes live event.
Excited for that.
Saturday, June 2nd. It is going to be super cool. Satine and I are both participating, essentially in like an immersive D&D LARP / escape / thing. We will be playing very different characters than Rose and Harmatio, so tune in for that. It'll be streaming on twitch.tv /D&D. Today was the season finale of We're Live Frontier. with one of the craziest endings you will ever see ever. So it is now available on Project Alpha. You can binge the whole thing, use promo code Frontier, get 2 months free, melt your mind for days at a time. And I think that is it. As always, thank you to the Rook and the Raven. Thank you to Dogmite Games. Thank you to everyone that sends us anything because we use it all. So thank you.
Most importantly, thank you to you for slinging all those subs and those bits and everything to let us know that you are digging what we're doing. And getting real close to yet another emote.
Emote tier? How many have we got so far that we haven't emoted?
Can we have an emo? Like, it's just a sad face? Like,
maybe.
An emo emote?
An emote. An emo.
I mean, emo.
Yeah.
We have, I think, 5, almost 6 that we are about to unlock, and I think we only have 4 or 5 of them. Oh, thank you guys for the resubs. We have a couple more that we are tossing around the ideas for to figure out, and we'll probably, I know I've been saying this, but we'll probably do a poll for whatever they will be. Anything else?
Did we ever point out to our fans who watched us during Fury's Reach about Dodger and her new arrival?
But that she had one?
Yes.
And that's why she was... Well, I think in Fury's Fate we did.
Did we?
But we didn't tell anybody that was at Fury's Reach.
Did they actually arrive?
That it hatched?
Yes.
Yes.
She's cast some in person?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
She has produced a small offspring.
Mm-hmm.
We're in trouble now. She's reproducing.
She gained a follower.
And soon to be a leader, I'm sure.
It's true.
Give me things.
The Patreon game is coming up.
Yes.
Yep.
You hear that?
For those people who are Patreon subscribers, every now and again we get to play with you privately. I'm doing a game this Saturday with a few people who were nice enough to join our top level tier. And if you join, you too can come hang out and hear some of the crazy stuff that we make up.
It's true.
It's true. Let's see. Oh! I promised an Idle Champion code.
You did. It's a thing.
I have to make sure I'm in the box when I hit enter or else it doesn't do anything.
Is your computer not entering?
There's one.
In your world tour of from June 13th on to
That's right.
Above and Beyond.
We are. Satine was testing her passport this week, making sure that it worked.
We'll see if it lets her back in.
It's true. Leaving's not the hard part.
Yeah.
Of course. So she's off in Canada at the moment, and we'll be back. And shortly thereafter, we will stream with a lot of eyes, and then Origins, and then all over the European World Tour to see you in the flesh.
The world of Europe.
Well, yes, I mean, if they,
So the old
nobody
world.
else is as paid for our way to come. If China wants to hang, man, it's not tough.
No.
But getting into China is worse than getting into the U.S. So, anything else?
Japan, you can go to Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Somebody in Tokyo might want to just come hang
It's true.
out.
Sponsor.
Tokyo, looking at you.
It's true. Like, we're all available.
Kai's working on his posture for you.
Surprisingly affordable.
I'll clear my schedule. You know,
It's true.
yeah.
All right, well, with that, let's roll that awesome intro. When last we left the city of Sharn, in the setting of Eberron, our illustrious nobodies were making quick work of banks. Well, visiting banks. Not to deposit or even really withdraw anything.
We took a couple things.
You did kind of take a couple things.
Yep.
And some of our compatriots had decided to help get someone to a church, learned a little bit about the church, and then, like most situations go, continuously talk about how awesome the church experience was there to the other people, trying to get them to come with. Then we had another pair try to reduce each other to scrap, in a scrap.
A little bit of an altercation.
A little bit of an altercation.
After roughing up some kids.
After beating up and questioning children.
Children that had it coming.
Children that likely had it coming, just trying to survive. Trying to survive. But teaching them that a life of crime only pays half the time. And those you see before you are either conscious or not off writing new haikus. Rose is just never here. It's like she doesn't want to be in this poo place. And
Is she in the poop palace?
she might be. And Grizz is clearly
He's on bed rest.
knocked out.
With Punchy.
With Punchy. Punchy.
And Larry.
Mr. Punchy.
And Larry, maybe. Yeah, Larry's hanging out, watching
Maybe
over
Larry.
him.
Yeah.
So,
Cuddling.
cuddling maybe. It's a big
Cool.
feathery cover.
Larry's big spoon.
It's like a tri-spoon.
It's true. It's what we're going to tell him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Punchy's the little one.
Mr. Punchy's little spoon. Definitely. 100%.
All right. So, as we dive back into the still clean apartment of Harmatio and Rose, where you are hosting your guests, Felix and Zalen and Lossian. You have already divulged a good amount of the information of what happened last week. However, perhaps you may need to refresh each other, as sometimes the roar from the airships overhead, or even the really annoying buzz of the magic in that quasi-broken luminescent bulbs outside, flickering colors upon colors, can be quite a distraction. The disgusting floor of the Wicket Lawn is yours.
You said there was a device around Grizz's neck that put him to sleep?
I feel really terrible. So you guys have, I don't know. I was following Grizz for quite some time, and he has this thing around his neck that I guess if he gets too angry or something happens to where that triggers it. And I just saw him go down. And I was the cause of it this time, and I feel so terrible.
Is that because of...
Yeah, I mean, we were just trying to question those kids. Remember those kids that we saw?
Oh, you found the children.
We saw them. And we had them right in our hands, and we were trying to question them about Lady Hart, which, I mean, I guess we have to check orphanages, but they didn't really have much information. And to be honest, one of the kids sounded really confused for being in the situation he was in, because if I was confronted with a 6-foot warforged and a even bigger shifter, I would have shifted my pants, if you know what I'm saying. But he just seemed kind of really confused and had nothing really to tell us. But I feel so bad about Grizz.
Wait, you're telling me that you and Grizz came to blows with one another?
He called me soulless, but I did overreact.
I mean, it is true that he should not say such things, but perhaps attempting to harm someone is not the way to prove their soul.
I reacted first, though, and I shouldn't have.
Are either of you familiar with the collar device that she speaks of? I have not heard of such a thing, unless I have heard of such a thing.
I don't know.
You are of House Cannith, but you are a Brailish House Cannith member. So while the house originated in Kyrie, it did not survive the morning. And so what scattered remains of what was basically one of the most dominant houses is significantly weakened. And if there were technology, or if this item worked as Zaylin is saying, it would likely have been a product of the Karnath extensions, or directly from Kyrie and purchased as and possibly with a exclusivity clause by Karnath, if it is that Zaylin is the only one who knows the item. And how did you explain how you know the item?
Just that I'd been following him for quite some time.
So
before we met.
A couple of points. One, that sounds like some kind of Karnathi commissioned artifact. Well, I wouldn't say artifact, but a Karnathi commissioned object from probably one of the larger houses. However, I'm a little more interested in why you were following Grizz for a while.
Well, originally, he had escaped a camp, and I was following him to bring him back. But the more I followed him, and he wasn't alone, the more I became fascinated by their dynamic. And I don't know, I just became obsessed with it, really. I followed them for some time, and it's like when you watch a story unfold and you become just more, they become characters, and I just wanted to know more about them. And the more I watched and the more I became interested in them and their dynamic in the relationship that I was trying to figure out, the less I cared about the reason why I had followed them in the first place. And so that's actually what led me away from Karnath and to here.
So he's an escaped prisoner from a Karnathi camp or something similar. You're a Karnathi enforcer, but you've changed your mind now?
Well, I was an envoy and I was collecting corpses at the time, but I can remember a time where I just didn't really think or feel anything other than the job I was supposed to do. And I felt like the more that I followed Grizz, and the more I became interested with humans and humanoid behavior, it's like I started feeling more, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain because there's all these things that are happening now that I don't remember them being there before.
So for lack of a better term, that's about the time that you woke up?
I suppose you can call it that.
Alright.
Is there anyone else that would be seeking you now, or seeking him? If it was your job to return escaped prisoners, and then you yourself did not return.
He was with a man wearing a red cloak, and that's all that I know.
Was he another escaped prisoner?
Didn't seem like it, but I don't know much.
What kind of prison was it?
It was just a...
Was it one of the ones for the war? Was he a war prisoner?
It was, yes.
Oh, if the war's over, he's not a prisoner anymore.
Well, no, but that's just how...
So nobody's going to be looking for him for that.
Well, let's hope not.
Might have made some enemies, though. That happens at war time.
Probably.
If you are familiar with how he was detained, are you familiar by the method by which he could be liberated from this device?
That I don't know.
Are you?
I haven't even looked at it. That just sounds like something that, the guilds of the House of Craftsmen would make for Karnathi, but that sounds more like something that they would make in that country. It's not really something I'm familiar with. I'm somewhat of a native here, so.
Somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone is a native of here.
Well, not at this level. So.
If I could just say one thing, my friend, I see your face, I see your sadness. If I can tell you there is anything that is the greatest proof I know of the presence of a soul, is regret. And then I offered you a hug if you want it.
I definitely take it.
Okay.
I wish I wasn't sitting so far away from you.
Yes.
Thank you, Hermatio.
Yes. Does he know these things you have told us?
Well, I've told him that I was following him, but I don't think the conversation got very far.
Yeah, I don't imagine him taking that well.
I had noticed that he was so hesitant to raise his hand in violence, so if he did this, you must have said many unkind things. Will this heal? Do you need assistance with this?
I would like to, I just don't know if I can because it's so costly.
I apologize, I do not mean to be indelicate, but I don't understand. Is it human skin just sitting? Is it a part of you now? Is that at my death? I do not understand.
DM? Is it a part?
It is a skin graft. So it is it is kind of fused to either the metal or the wood, whichever part it's covering. And it should have enough flexibility in the areas to work appropriately, but it is not a living part of your flesh. It is kind of in a stasis, if you will. And so what was torn off of you in the fight is likely kind of just hanging out shredded and whatnot. It doesn't necessarily have any it was what you were doing to make yourself feel closer to being human. So it's not going to grow back. And repairs would be costly because skin grafts in general are very costly. And on a fully living creature, it might be a thing that was...
That is the drive-by face repairman. He's outside. He's like, you come.
The way that it would normally work, the skin graft might be a match and become part of the person, but Warforged don't really undergo these kind of process, so whoever it is that's doing it for you or has done it for you in the past would need quite a interesting background to make it living on your living construct.
You are the technical genius. You are the genius of anatomy. Perhaps between the two of you, you could at least help somewhat stabilize so that she does not lose everything?
Are you able to do that?
It doesn't look like it's breaking the spell or anything. It looks like it's still there. But if you want to fix those holes, you probably have to replace the graft with it. I mean, probably. I know a guy who might be able to do that, but it wouldn't be cheap. You need to talk to him, though.
I just don't think I could do it right now.
For what it's worth, I prefer the uncovered side. I think you are a wonder of engineering, as you know.
Thank you.
So, if that isn't an immediate thing that we can deal with, what are the things that we can handle right now?
The picture that of the hand, I'm like, this is the combination to the lock at the Old Dominion. If we had the way inside, we could go down to the basement, we could find out what was down there.
I think we do actually have a way.
Yeah. You have a key to the Old Dominion.
You don't?
Hey, you, my friend, you did not like hours ago.
So I had you roll a history check
Yes.
last game, and told you I would let you know when it was appropriate because you crit it. And before we move on to a next topic, what it was that you know. Actually, I'll write it down and hand it to you.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I'll just save the notes because what if she doesn't want to share it?
Okay. All right. So
they're in the hub.
I'm like that sometimes.
It's true. It's true. Layers.
like an ogre or an
So now continue to discuss what you're
Or a
discussing.
buffet.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
we
She's sweet
have
like a buffet.
we have a number of situations to deal with. We still don't know about Lady Hart, although from the sounds of it, with the information that you guys have shared, it sounds like she's more of a benevolent aspect to the orphans, and it kind of travels around a lot.
But I don't know. Something about that just doesn't seem right. But all I know is that she frequents the orphanages.
All right.
But I don't know how we can go about visiting orphanages without being super conspicuous.
Yeah, that's not really as viable. So either we can perhaps go to maybe the Hall of Records and track down like her abode. That's one option. Another situation is we want to check out that that combination code.
Yes.
if I can make a suggestion, Cad said he would be gone for the weekend. If we wish to go to the Old Dominion, I think that is the more time-pressing thing.
I was about to say that exactly.
You are
So
incredibly intelligent, my friend.
So we have those two aspects. We have we know where the deed and will are. So that's a thing, and that is safely kept.
Who did Latch leave the Old Dominion to?
It's hard to decipher.
It's that weird script.
It's some kind of symbol that I have no idea. But I have a few ideas about that. Not specifically as to what it is, but we'll see.
We could go to the library and probably translate it.
I don't...
do not require any more trips to the library for quite some time.
Actually, I don't think we should try and translate it. However, the library is another topic that I want to bring up. Because it is clear in the letters, and I get a hold of the letter that is addressed to something Cocoon. What did it say on the back?
Cocoon Sal.
Cocoon Sal.
But it was
So
ripped, so
this
it may be
seems
missing something.
kind of maybe Sale, or I'm not really sure what the rest of this could be directed to.
Is it SOL or SAL?
SAL?
It was my understanding.
Maybe
that
it's
this is
part of a... Is that a name of a place?
Um,
That could have...
maybe. Either a person or a name of a place, because it is the back of this. It's also something that Latch himself wrote, but didn't deliver. However, it had been ripped up. So maybe he intended to send it and then changed his mind? I'm not sure. Regardless...
Point of clarification. I thought this was a package Latch had received and opened. That's why it was ripped.
Is there any way that you would know one way or the other?
Well,
It is written from him, though.
That was in an envelope that was not necessarily in the package.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Clarification.
Never
Right.
mind.
Right. And this
Okay.
is from Latch to someone.
All right.
And Rose would have been able to give you that information if you were.
Right.
Great. All right. Where are the other containers?
We have them in a safe place here.
Okay, where is that? Because we can probably end up turning those in for some money.
Well, perhaps we could do this once we return from the Old Dominion. I'm quite curious about what is going on.
Sure, I'm just laying out plans of
Yes.
things that we can do. So we
Yes.
have that as a potential asset of money. Also, I'm going to just drop the amount next to Lucian, like the money that I've been carrying. Like, we can divide this out.
Okay.
I'm sure we can work that out easily.
Thank you. Well, here is my concern.
One sec. So in here, it specifically mentions about the hub has shifted to M. Probably Melishan.
For the sake of people who have not heard this letter recently, perhaps you should read it here. No, well,
Okay.
you're reading.
All right. I spotted the urchin again in the rooms below my establishment. Her hair is of the oddest sunset. It reminds me of one of my new talent. She's likely scrounging for food among the supplies. I worry for her. There was a part of this that we'd actually written down wrong, wasn't there?
I think it's been
No,
corrected.
that's
I think it was
correct
corrected.
one.
Oh, it had
This-
been? All
this
right.
is the most
I worry for her safety and that she'll make a mess of things. If I am able to coax her out, I will do as you suggest. Any orphan under the patronage of Lady Hart would certainly be better for it. Doubly with your occasional care. Concurrently, other matters are on schedule. Hub has been shifted to M. The Kenku is no longer functional. Traces are removed. Nothing follows. L.
So according to what that said, he sounds like he wants someone under the...
Yes, I have read this letter many times, and only nowadays, and upon reading, it seems like he does want a girl to go to Lady Hart. Like, that actually was a good thing, not a bad thing.
So,
But I have two concerns. If we have the drink lily, once we go into the Old Dominion and we find out what is downstairs, one, it may have something to do with Dream Lily. Two, if we are going to approach Melisandre or try to find a new hub, perhaps the fact that we say, hey, we have your missing Dream Lily, might be a bargaining chip that we will not have if we sell just to Garland or just on the street.
well, we're not selling it on the street. That's remarkably dangerous. And
selling
Garland
it.
has much better.
Selling it to Garland means you're giving it to Melishan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but does it?
Anything-
I do not know these people. I mean, are they of the one mind, like you say, like these?
Yes.
I wouldn't say their minds are together like that.
They work together. They are a couple and business partners in both regards. He's the muscle, and the street work. She is the one who is the bookie and handles the money and other matters.
When you were in the library, did you see? Thank you very much, my friend. In this,
bugging the hell out of me.
heat, I know it is unraveling. Normally, Rose helps me with these things.
Some
I don't know
composer.
what she is. Has anyone seen Rose today?
No. So, you were saying?
At any rate, I believe we should go to the club. We have been confounded by what was in the basement. Now the opportunity to find out has presented itself. We don't know how soon the loss of the key will be discovered. We should move with haste.
What kind of time is it?
During the day?
It's, we'll assume that we have fast forward to the morning. Lucian has made it back from his shift, had a little bit of time to rest and recuperate, so it is late morning, possibly somewhere around 11 or 12 bells.
So, I have gotten essentially a full rest?
Yes, everybody would have gotten a full rest.
Okay, great. All right. Any complaints for us heading to the Old Dominion to check this place out?
No, let's definitely do all that first, but when we're done with all of these things, we should probably check back on Grizz. I'm
Yes.
kind of worried because the tracking device that he's wearing, essentially it incapacitates you if you're too aggressive, but I know that some of the tracking devices, and I don't know if it's the one that he's wearing, the Carnathi ones, some of the models they trigger a tracking device when they're, it's a tracking device is the one that's triggered, but I don't know.
Oh, it signals them when it
So,
goes off.
yeah,
So
so to
signals,
clarify that
yeah.
a little bit better, is that every collar has there's a couple of different models of the collar. You do know that the collars typically incapacitate people for different
Yes.
reasons, but you're not sure which models, or if that was an appropriate model, that actually triggered a tracking device, or if anybody is actually manning those tracking device
which would mean that somebody might be looking for him.
But like you said, it is post-war.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not.
Do you recall how many days' journey away his camp was from? Like, you traveled to him?
Karnath is a long
Probably
way.
about 8 or 9 months.
But it does not mean the camp was in Karnath. One thing I know about the war, there's camps in there all over the place.
So to reiterate, so I can clear this up too, is that it was a POW camp inside the border of Karnath.
So far.
Yeah.
Long way.
So even if they're after him, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they get word
Unless
to
they were
somebody
showing
via
locals.
gnome.
Right.
They can hire a local.
Yeah.
You do know that when he comes to, you must explain all of this to him.
Yes.
And he may react poorly, but we will be there with you to work through the things.
I would like you to be there just so, yeah. I'm worried what his reaction would be, but he does need to know, or at least I need to clarify that I'm very sorry for all of that.
Harmatio, you notice out of the corner of your eye, somewhat out of where the normal path for airships flying by would be, some other larger figure of movement triggers your eye, just kind of like creeps into your peripheral vision. You glance real fast. When you check the window, it's gone. But it looked as though it was moving from down to up.
And I've never noticed such a thing before.
This is enough to trigger your attention.
So after we go to the club, did you want to go maybe try to find a guy who could fix your face? What's the next plan?
A moment. I'm just witnessed a thing at the window. It looks like there was an object. It was coming from lower restaurant to upper restaurant. It was traveling very quickly. Like, I described what I saw. Like, just a fleeting glimpse I caught. I don't know.
I'm just.
It seemed like clothing
Was it Larry?
moving across, like from bottom to top past the window.
Oh, does my window open?
They were watching.
Your window would open, yes. I mean,
I
if you wanted to. I
Open
guess.
the window and like literally like.
As you do, you see nothing.
Did I detect colors of the clothes at all, or just motion?
It was very dark.
The child that you saw with the poofing, was she wearing the dark clothes?
Do I remember what her clothes looked like? I just remember her hair.
No, we need to go upstairs now. The Grizz is directly above us. Go.
That's what I
Let us
said.
go.
Yeah.
Go.
I thought I said that.
No, I think this was your inside voice, my friend. Yes, we
Running.
go. Yeah, run.
So you guys dart upstairs.
Yeah.
As you do, you come to his door, which is closed and locked.
Kick it.
If you would. I can assist you if you wish.
If only Grizz was here to kick his door down.
I know, but he is not, yes.
This seems like delicious irony. Just knock it down.
Yes.
I will attempt to break this door down.
I will assist.
All right, give me a strength check at advantage. You can make this athletics and do it at advantage.
Okay, that's not going to help me, but sure. 9.
9.
He did a very good job constructing the door.
The door rattles against the hinges and against the lock. You hear the thump of what sounds like a body
Again.
hit the
Again.
floor.
Can I try with my crowbar?
Yeah, it's still going to just be at advantage,
Right.
but yes.
Roll twice.
I rolled double 7s.
That'd be great
I will
for
try.
playing crap.
I'm like, you assist
And
me.
hold on, and your total, your bonus to that is what?
Is it athletics?
Yeah.
0.
Okay, and you have no strength bonus,
Nope.
clearly. So here's what we're gonna do for
Thought you were
this.
powerful.
If you roll me another 7 right now,
You'll win the jackpot.
Ding, 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 ding.
because
All
this is
right, guys.
fun.
All right, everybody watching.
5%.
What is it?
13.
Okay. You see Zaylin try to get the crowbar in, but every time the pole goes, it starts to and just bends and bows. You're actually not sure, come to think of it, how Grizz secured the inside of the door frame the last time he broke his own door frame. Harmatio rushes past Zaylin,
Yes.
trying to apply his weight to the door
Yes.
as she tries to pry it open. Go ahead and give me a check at advantage.
Oh, that's not so bad.
I have a really silly
Athletics,
question.
17.
Okay, what is your question?
So in order for Grizz's door to be locked, wouldn't we have had to lock it from the outside?
Unless something
No.
happened.
No.
Unless
Larry
something
was
happened
inside.
inside. Larry was
Larry
inside,
was
and
inside?
he was inside.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and whoever's in it, 17.
As you shoulder your enormous frame and putting all of your weight behind it, Zaylin's attempt seems to maybe hold it just enough to give you the proper angle and leverage, and the door clatters off the hinges, and you see standing over the bed a man clad in all black, standing with a small crossbow pointed down at Grizz's face. He glances up to see the door finally fall, and you can see that this isn't a surprise to him because you guys have been making so much noise. However, you also take in the sight of Larry Biglet collapsed on the floor with some sort of dart sticking out of his arm. And the man poised, reloading, pulling back. You hear the click of the hand crossbow, and that's when his eyes drift up to you, and his face goes, yes.
Just when you're... May I take an action?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me what you'd like to do. Or anybody can act, but Harmatio is the first one through the door. So unless he face plants, my guess is that you would have to get him out of the way.
Tackle the dude. Like how far? I mean, like, is he on the other side of the room?
Yeah, you got to make it across the room to get to it. I'll say that you can attempt it.
If he's gonna shoot him before I get there, then
Shoot him with what?
you said he has a crossbow.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna rush in and shoot the. You're gonna
I
tackle
don't.
the guy.
Yeah, tackle the
Yes.
dude. Yeah,
Yes.
like if I could get to him to tackle him.
Go ahead and make a.
Grappling is athletics, if that's what you want.
Actually, here's what we're gonna say: is that as you smash through the door, you stumbled forward a little bit, trying to catch your balance. Zaylin was right there at the door. Your action was the one that actually got us through, so we'll start with Zaylin,
Okay.
and we'll move through the rest of you who are just outside the door as well.
I would like to run towards him and with my crowbar arm try to like hook him down and like knee him. Like I want to like take my crowbar, hook his neck, and like.
So you're
slam
attempting
his
to
face.
grapple him, or are you
Yeah.
actually attempting to hurt him?
I'm attempting to hurt him.
So this is an attack roll.
Yes.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
All right.
It's not your day today.
No, no, it's not.
It's
3.
The guilt it is a heavy weight.
Yeah.
Guys, you rush over, taking your crowbar, perhaps still a little woozy from your conflict only hours earlier, swinging wide over top his head as he crouches just a little bit, finishes the clicking motion, and starts to extend his arm. It's Lossian's turn.
I'll move in and try to hit him with the wrench.
Okay, you draw the wrench that I'm guessing you've just kept in your back pocket the whole time. Okay. And make your way across. You are not proficient in wrench as far as I know. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Nope. I got a 6.
A 6. And not only are you not proficient, but it is not a finesse weapon. I'm sure there are a couple people that would argue, but
Yeah.
I win. And
It's club.
as Laucian engages, he haphazardly floats across, missing entirely without the man even needing to move. And it looks like Felix has an opening.
I'm gonna cry if I blast him as I just kind of throw out my hand at.
Are you relying on yourself or on Ifrit?
Ifra?
So as you open your hand, none of you see this because you are all facing forward. But he starts to feel the energy rush through his arm. And instead of in the past, when you've had an orange or whatever other glow, the dragon mark, aberrant as it may be on your arm, begins to shine and glow underneath your glove. And instead of its normal red color, it starts to take on a black, and then purple, and then blue hue. And then moving back through the colors, the palm of your hand extends. And in an instant, a blast cuts right through the room and past both of them. Roll me an attack roll.
And I just shout, "What the screech was that?"
Nothing yet, because it hasn't happened.
Plus
So
Dex.
it would be.
Nope, not Dex.
No?
So with proficiency bonus, that would be 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
So, the blast cuts right through the two of them and hammers the man. Roll me damage.
Is
D10.
D10, is it plus anything? Or
Your charisma? No, nope, because you don't have the invocation for it. So just the D10.
Okay. 7.
Hey.
The blast fires, hits him, slams him against the dresser, the little nightstand, and into the wall, leaving a visible dent as he peels off of it and hits the ground. It takes Laucian a half second to recognize the bones jutting out of his, well, the lump jutting out of his neck is, in fact, the bones of his spine, clipped across and out of joints. And you make your way, steadying yourself, looking up, and turn back to see.
What?
Check the body.
By what power was this accomplished?
It's a long story. We need to check on Grayson right now.
So you are checking the man. He is clearly dead.
Okay.
Search him.
You killed him. How'd you kill him?
What is in his pockets,
Oh, that's-
Laucian? What
that's
is on
Chris.
his body?
How's Chris?
I shake Grizz to see if he wakes up.
Whoa. Perhaps he should not
Say-
say your yes. Yes.
I'll check Larry.
Yeah. I search the man.
Okay, so you go back over and search me. Go ahead and give me an investigation check if you want to. Your investigation of Larry sees that he has been dosed with something and is out cold.
But not like in a dying condition, just
He
unconscious.
does not appear to have any other type of issues.
He's not dead, he's just sleeping, it looks like.
Same with Larry. He's not sleeping.
Oh, he is sleeping, my friend.
Who is he?
Natural 20, so
Okay.
Check
He's
his pockets.
dead.
Tramp stamp. No, I don't see if he's alive. But pockets, what's on him.
Oh, I'm just going based on what you just said to
Yeah.
him, and
No.
since you rolled a natural 20, I'm making sure that you didn't think that that was going to change
The
anything.
bones were a pretty good clue that he
Good,
wasn't gonna make it.
good.
Yeah. But like pockets, items, markings, tattoos. I'm like just.
Okay, so within moments, basically by the time you turn around from checking Larry and you turn around from checking Grizz, he's got him almost entirely stripped down. He had no boots. There were soft cloth wrapped around his feet with sandpaper strapped to the bottom.
So you climb easier.
And aside from his little hand crossbow, he is actually completely devoid of anything else on his person besides the clothing and the sandpaper in his shoes.
No markings or tattoos on the body.
Purposely looks as though anything that may have been there had been removed by the scarring that is around his body.
I pick up the hand crossbow. Is this of use to any of you? Perhaps you? You have a good eye, my
Can
friend.
you use them?
Yes, elven accuracy with the weapon. It is legendary. It is a sight to behold.
How is Larry doing? Is he wounded? Is he dead? Can we check?
Larry's sleeping.
He's just sleeping.
It looks like he got dosed with whatever these Tweety bits are.
Is there any sign of like a spilled drink around Larry? Like that he was maybe drunk before he got shot?
Are you going to investigate Larry?
I mean, I'm gonna look at the floor. Is there like a mug?
He just seems to be laying there.
Is there like a window? Did he come in from the window that we could
The window is
investigate?
open.
Is there anything around the window that we could see?
Doesn't look like it.
How many quarrels were with that?
How many what?
Quarrels were with that
Oh,
crossbow?
just the one that's loaded into it.
Just two?
The other thing was a dart.
Oh, right. The dart from Larry and then the dart that he had loaded.
His wasn't a dart. His was actually so the first thing was an adaptation
Okay.
on the second one, which you would surmise from the angle and everything like that, was fired from the doorway or from the window. And then the thud you heard was Larry. And then he was reloading the crossbow with a lethal bolt.
We have to get rid of this body, Lucian. We must get rid of the body.
Why?
Well, we can't leave him here.
Well, let's take him
Oh,
to
that's-
your house, Lucian. We will leave him in your apartment. How about this?
Why don't we take him to the morgue?
That is what I am saying to you.
Well, that's not getting rid of the body.
It is
Getting rid of the body
here.
is totally different.
Wait, what do you mean by getting rid of the body versus? Never mind.
No, we don't
No,
want to know.
I don't
we
wanna
take
know.
to the piggy, the gelatinous. Yes, but yes.
Isn't that your job?
Yes.
Alright.
I clean up messes. This is a mess. Also, perhaps we should move Grease.
Why?
Well, because if we leave and they come back to shoot him in the face again, we will not be here
But
to
if he has a
intervene.
track, they're gonna
We
find
can
him.
find him wherever he goes.
But they will find him with us instead of alone and asleep in his home.
Yeah, let's drop him off in... Yours is across from here, isn't it? Where is yours?
I mean, take
I
him
know
with
you've got
us.
an apartment. No.
Unless we put Grizz in the morgue, and then they'll think he's already dead.
I like this idea. I like this.
We could just put him in the Old Dominion and nobody's there.
I just said take him with us. That is, yeah. Or the
If
morgue.
he's with us,
wanna-
no. But if he's with, I don't know. We
don't
can't,
want him in the morgue.
we can't carry him
That's
around
not a
all
question.
day.
I think
with
we
us.
have established that you can, in fact, carry him around all day. I think
mean,
that
we
is a thing
can.
we know.
But
Not we.
it's gonna
you.
look suspicious if we're just carrying around an unconscious.
No,
I
no.
nudge Larry with
You
my.
do it all the
I
time.
carry bodies all the time.
I nudge Larry with my foot, and I'm like, drunks being carried home is a common sight in the city.
Okay.
If people see me carrying bodies all the time.
Yes.
I guess he's safer with us than we would know what would, if anything came after him, we'd be there.
Yes.
Could you maybe
Um,
your Minotaur friend could help carry it? He seemed pretty strong.
I believe the Minotaur will say the.
It's probably not a good idea involving members of the press in this. That said, I feel like maybe if I quizzed Paulie on that coin, that might be another lead that we could check on.
But I mean, we could put him in the morgue. to think he was dead.
I like the morgue idea. If he
Why?
but he says no. That is his thing. I don't know.
Okay.
He says he is away. So
If you put somebody there, you're gonna have to check them in and do the paperwork. Otherwise, they're gonna examine the body, and when they find the body's not dead, then there's all kinds of problems.
A single bell strikes out against the early afternoon air.
is it possible for you two to take, or just you alone? Are you capable of transporting this body to the morgue and then rejoining us at Old Dominion?
It'll take a while.
Would you be okay with this and rejoin us if we go to the club? You must carry Grace, though. I think you owe him. I think, and we all owe him a daughter. Yes, but he got his skull is intact.
Is the party? What is it that you guys wish to do?
Him take the body that we just jacked to the morgue. The three of us go to Old Dominion.
Yep.
Is that the desire of the entire party to do?
That's
Are
what
you
we're discussing.
okay with that or no?
Sure, I'm fine.
So you do want to put him in the morgue?
The man we killed.
The man you killed?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, I thought we were talking about Grizz.
I was still under the assumption we had not
No.
decided what to do with Grizz.
We can just stash Grizz in one of our apartments.
I don't know that solves the problem because they still home in on the corner.
Yeah.
It's got assassins coming after
Well, they're
him
trying to
either way.
decide what to do
That's
with
why I
Grizz.
said- that's why I
know
said
what I'm
put
doing
Grizz-
with the dead guy. I'm grabbing him by his feet and I start dragging him out down.
Okay.
Because I'm
The
taking him to the
reason why I
morgue.
say keep Grizz with us, if the assassins return, we are there to
Sure,
defend
no,
him.
I'm okay with that. I was just throwing out another option,
I
but
think it
if
is a good idea, though. I do.
mm,
Yeah, but he
So,
does know.
you guys are going to take Grizz with you?
Yes.
okay, let's take Grizz with us.
Yes.
Because if Grizz wakes up in a morgue,
This is the intent of the party, yes?
Yes.
I've got 2 yeses.
Sure,
Okay.
I'm not carrying him.
I'll
No,
carry
she
him.
is doing the carrying. Yes.
Roll me your strength check.
Are you getting any
5.
help?
So after a few minutes, you struggle with his completely limp form, having a hard time maneuvering his body weight alone. And recall that you did use Larry to help you earlier.
I will assist.
The 2 of you are able to maneuver yourselves with his arms underneath or around your necks and wobble your way to the Old Dominion, where you also find the door locked.
On
We
the way
should,
over
before
there.
we go, get the key from him.
He's gone.
Before we left, we would have got the key from him.
Again, this is what I was talking about before. So,
We should never let Lucian have things. This is...
You gave him all the money?
I didn't... No, we split that up.
so you have
That got
made your
divided
way to the Old Dominion. The 2 of you are holding Grizz,
And I'm like, I deserve this.
and and Felix starts patting his pockets. Do you have the key, or does Lucian?
Lucian is the one who you said picked it up from the logbook, so I...
He said. I didn't dictate.
Because I was, after we
So-
took the books out, I reached around down there and when he said to get.
He said it earlier. I feel when I picked up he pulled out the first thing and I pulled out the second thing.
Point is, he's got it.
Yeah.
So, what are you 2 going to do with the body while Felix runs to the morgue?
Are you capable of picking the lock to the Old Dominion?
If you want to give me a lockpicker kit, I could give it a shot, but I don't have one of those.
I have seen your home and there are rows of the tools
Correct.
and the
There's a
things
lot
in-
of different tools. I don't tell you how your tools work. No, I can't.
Are you able to do something with your wonder hand that will open the door to the Old Dominion?
Is this just the front door, not the
I'm
bottom?
gonna go get
This is the front door.
the keys.
I will attempt to try to crowbar into the door.
We have a key. We should not do the damage if we don't have to. We can wait.
Can we though?
So, what are you guys going to do with Grizz
Hold
while he runs off?
Hide him in the back.
Can we just put him down for a
I
sec?
mean, a drunk outside a bar is not that crazy of a sight, so we
No.
just lean him against the wall.
At
Yeah.
1 bell in the afternoon,
100% there's drunk
Yeah.
people at 1 o'clock
In Sharn?
100%. In this Popo place, yes.
In the poo-poo place.
roll me deception checks, both of you.
We're not deceiving. He's really passed out. 12.
14.
You pass. all of the anybody that comes by while Felix is away, you are able to essentially go, he's you know, just, we're waiting for his sky cab.
I really will try and wake him up, actually. I really will be like, come, my friend, come on.
Clearly he's out.
Can I still try to crowbar the door open?
Don't break the door. It is unnecessary.
And as he says that, Felix returns with the key and Lossian.
Good job, my friend.
I have to go take care of that tonight at work.
The door very easily slides open, and you guys are able to drag the drunk Grizz in and prop him by the bar and turn around and close the door.
I'll check in to make sure that moving him did not aggravate his injuries or anything. Make sure he's still stable.
He actually appears to be relatively uninjured entirely.
Just totally zonked out.
Just totally zonked out.
We locking the door too?
Absolutely
Yes.
locking the door.
Just double check.
Good stuff.
Where's Larry? Did you leave Larry in his apartment?
Larry is not that concerned. He should be very safe.
Okay. I was thinking more like, what happens when he wakes up and he just sees stuff he wants? Okay.
Well, Riz knows where he lives. Let us go downstairs.
All right. So looking at that design, which one's the first finger, second finger, and third finger?
It's color-coded, right?
So, you guys make your way down the stairs, coming to the split, and make your way to the final door, all the way at the end. And the knob handle on it very easily. Like I think you went down first, or no, it was
I
you.
didn't. Yeah, I never saw
The
it.
lights on?
I heard about it, but
It doesn't have lights per se, but the room it does have a dim light in it. The hallway does. You saw the metal plates on the back of it, and you're able to point them out to everyone. And the thumb plate is about an entire, probably 2 other plates distance from it, making it obvious that that is for a thumb.
Okay.
The other ones are clearly for somebody with 4 fingers, which seems odd considering Latch may or may not have 5 total digits.
Would you like to do the
Black,
honors?
purple. Blue pinky, black middle, purple thumb, arrow on the palm that points to the pinky.
Is that
The pinky
to
is
turn
first.
it?
I think
you do this one, this
the
one,
pinky
this one,
goes
this one,
first.
And then you turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue, black, purple though. That doesn't. I mean, you're.
So read them off again so everybody at home knows what you're...
All right. On
and
the symbol,
tell them what the thing looked like, yeah.
Yep. It looks like a hand. The pinky finger is colored blue. The middle is colored black. The thumb is colored purple, and there is an arrow on the palm that kind of points towards the pinky.
So I would think it would be this, and this, and then you turn the
Then you
handle.
Turn it towards the pinky.
Either way, it's going to turn towards pinky.
I mean, we can try it, but
Give it a try, Felix.
It is as good an idea as any, yes.
sure.
Remember with the snapping elevator wood trap, maybe if this does not work, let go quickly.
Sure. I'm just trying to think of things that I know that are colored. Can I think of any? Do any flags or anything like that come to mind? That involve color schemes?
Yes, where is Latch
That involving blue, black, and purple?
Let's see.
Latch was Brellish.
Latch was Brellish. He was a Brellish Warforged.
Mm-hmm.
And the Brellish flag is red with a bear on it.
All right, nope, not
The
that.
Sharn flag is Sharn blue, which is not this blue.
Yep.
Caught on that?
That's red.
Also red and black. It's actually black flag with a red.
The place with the awful wine that was the poison wine.
So that was Karnath.
That was
as well.
also Karnath.
Also, that was lovely, and you take that back.
It was awful.
It
You
was
have a horrible sense of taste. So, I can't think of anything, so I think we're just going to be guessing.
What are the colors again?
Blue pinky, black middle, purple thumb. Blue, black, and purple. Are those on a...
Does that have to do with the order in which your fingers go in?
Probably.
Yes. For sure. That is the combination, yes. But we don't know which finger in which order.
Well, there's 3, so we could just try.
What's the order of a... Oh, I'm worried about traps. What's the order in a rainbow?
Red, orange, yellow,
blue, green,
indigo, violet.
Green.
There is no black in the rainbow.
No.
It's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo.
Although the dream lily is blue, but would you begin or end with the dream lily in our purposes? You know the sacrament of the dream lily. We have not spoken of this. Is colors in any way part of this?
Oh, different religions have different colors for different things.
What about Brelish?
There's no Brelish religion. There's the sovereign host, and then there's Silver Flame, and it's not really one country.
The design on the palm, is it just a straight arrow that points to the pinky, or is it like a...
It is actually underneath it.
Underneath it, kind of in an arrow?
It's a circular... It's an arc with an arrow at the end of it.
Okay, so I'm going to start with thumb, and then move to middle finger, and then pinky, and then turn it in that direction. See if that works.
So you're only putting your thumb and your middle finger and your pinky on the appropriate plates.
Yeah, on the buttons, yeah.
And you're skipping the other 2.
Well, it looks like it was made... It has a total of 4 buttons, doesn't it?
It has a total of 5.
5 buttons?
Plate buttons.
Okay.
1 is spaced where the thumb would be, the other 4 where human digits would rise.
Did the buttons go in, or are they just contacts?
Unless he's touched them yet, he doesn't know.
If I look at the buttons, can I gain any indication of where on them? Like the numeric pad where the numbers are 1 from tap, 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 tap?
There are no actual numbers on
I
that.
think he's talking.
He's talking about the where.
Which ones have been touched more than others?
These.
So if you want to try and sit underneath the thing and look up at it, you can discern that the thumb, index finger, and pinky have considerably more wear than the other 2.
I think try the thing. This is what I try.
I'm gonna grab onto the doorknob then with the appropriate hand, and I'll keep these 2 fingers above for now, like not touching, and kind of fiddle with my thumb. Does it feel like it's gonna actually give any give?
So if you indent, if you push in with your thumb at all, you feel a slight shock, like a numbing, and then it depresses in the rest of the way, and that stops.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
It is
Where are you
electrical.
I figured it'd probably be good to go get the healing kit just in case.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Especially if it's electrical. The trap, yes.
Why am I doing this again?
Because you're the technical genius.
Yes.
Yeah, I just go up to the office
And you
grab
found it.
the kit by
Yes.
the door.
I didn't find it. Rose found it.
There's one right by the door.
No, this was in the combination was in the safe in the bank.
Yeah.
Do you want to check it for any other indications?
Or check for traps.
Sure, I'll give it some kind of a look over to try and, give it some discerning look over, if I may.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, God. All right. Oh, I'm not awful at that. So that would be a 17.
Okay. So, feel the little shock. It kind of gives you the indication that maybe you should take a better look at the entirety of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of move your way around it, looking in little areas, you notice that almost by happenstance, as you move from looking at the left side of it where the thumb depression was to the right side, a glint of light inside the tiny, tiny little hole on the palm of the knob. Most knobs have these, but most of them don't seem to have anything maybe inside them that would glint light back at certain angles.
So does it look more reflective, or like there's a light source within inside of it?
As you wobble back and forth trying to get a look at it again, you have a really hard time even catching another glimpse of this, let alone, but you do clearly recognize that there is no light source within.
All right. It looks like there's some kind of point in the middle of the doorknob.
You return.
A point?
There's something. I'm not sure if it's glowing or glinting or something like that. I can't really tell.
Something's glowing?
I'm not sure.
What's not sure?
It means I don't know.
No.
Is it glowing?
Where? What are you talking about?
In the middle of the doorknob.
You saw something in there?
Yeah, in the dead center of the doorknob, there's a small little thing there. I don't know if that's a spike or maybe
probably
some
a
kind
needle
of...
trap.
Huh?
It's probably a needle trap.
As Lausian bends down
true.
to look in a little bit, he glimpses, and then you just see him do, like, basically move the fastest that he's ever moved, doing this, like, back and forth, and he is correct. He sees a tiny needle.
Is there any indication of this on the password schematic?
No. All right. I'm gonna try and what?
Why don't you just put a piece of metal over the needle?
I mean, do you have a piece of metal or a piece of wood that we can do this with?
The coin.
I wouldn't use that coin, but you use a normal coin.
I don't have any money on me.
It is true. He gave it. Right.
What kind of coin did you give him?
Copper's
Wait.
harder than the silver.
No, wait. This coin, it is oddly plated, yes? For the electricity you said before?
It's made of nickel.
But it was lined with something. It was a
Nickel.
plated.
It was
the
plate-
coin is
It was nickel plated.
It was
nickel-
electroplated or whatever.
It was nickel plated, in nickel.
Was
Isn't-
it the same weird plate that Latch was replated in?
Is it the same metal?
I have
never
no idea.
asked
I
this.
don't know. I don't recognize metals too much either.
I don't know.
I don't think you ever saw Latch's Bastion head.
No, I didn't.
Though. Yeah.
No.
No.
Just a thought.
A good one though. Yes.
All right.
Inkwell versus a door.
All right. So it feels like there's kind of a shock. I don't know if having a metal coin pressed against this needle is a great idea.
Do you have a piece of leather?
Leather might go through. Like if we could find a little bit of wood, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a thick leather, like shoe leather, like.
Depends how powerful the spring is on the other side.
I'd be surprised if that's strong.
Do I? I'm gonna
around.
kneel down and
What
see
if
if
your hand made
it's-
that though?
Like use my.
I'm gonna kneel down and see if I can actually interact with like
Then it would damage my hand.
hold the doorknob. Why am I having trouble with that word? Hold the doorknob with ideally two hands kind of from the side, so I'm not actually holding it dead center with one hand.
Sure, if you want to.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this now. All right, well, I'm trying it anyway. So I'm gonna try and press the 3 buttons and then turn it in the direction
So
it
you get a
says.
little shock
Yeah?
in each button that you close in.
Mm-hmm.
And as you press the third one in,
Mm-hmm.
the little needle pops out of the door,
Mm-hmm.
or pops out of the doorknob, just a smidge,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're unable to turn the actual knob.
Well, there are only 9 possibilities. Combinations of the 3 buttons. There is one that does not work. Hey, good job.
Sure.
Does the door open without him turning it?
No.
I think you should do the pinky first myself.
Sure. Try the other direction around because
This time there is no
some
shock
middle- okay.
on any of them as they're depressed,
Mm-hmm.
and you are unable to turn it. And little needle doesn't come out.
All right.
Perhaps to try the push-pull.
And then I'm going to try one other combination, which is going to be pinky, thumb, middle.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. I think it's supposed to stab you.
I think so.
Needs like a blood debt or something to open the door.
I don't know. It's not impossible.
Maybe if it pokes you, it needs to see whether it's like a fleshy hand or a non-fleshy hand.
Sure.
But wasn't Latch a non-fleshy hand?
Yes, the door
But this
may
is a
not have
fleshy
been
hand. That's why I
latched
can't
to
open the door.
So do you want me to try it?
Probably.
I mean, it's as good a guess as any. If it's Latch's door, it might only work for Wolford.
We have established that Latch did not have enough fingers to do the thing, though.
No.
But
I
no,
mean-
we said we didn't know.
3 buttons.
How many fingers do you have?
How many fingers do you have?
Your models are slightly different because you are an envoy. You are built to mimic the form of what an actual human would be in order to keep humans and other sentient beings from being unnerved too much by the fact that there is a robot-esque, as we don't have a construct, standing over their shoulder.
You performed an autopsy on Latch. It was like 2 days. You don't recall if he didn't have 5 fingers on his hand?
Latch has
4.
because that way, sword fingers are that much harder to remove. He maintains.
It's also a wonder of construction, yes.
Until they replace it with just a sword.
Do you want to try it?
I'll try it.
All right. So the combination for the buzz looks like was thumb, middle, pinky. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel
Please be careful.
no shocks, but as you press, or do you have your palm against the handle? So as you press, you feel, and you're pretty sure that it stopped at the threshold of, it did poke you, but because your hand's against it, it actually presses right up to the threshold. And you hear like a slight other click. Are you going to turn it? Which way are you turning it?
To the pinky.
Towards the pinky.
Towards the pinky.
That's the other way.
Or whichever. Yeah.
The arrow's towards the pinky, right? My pinky. Wouldn't it be that way?
She turns
Are
it
we-
like the diagram. We have the
I,
diagram.
Yeah, the diagram
I
shows
do it
that.
according to the thing.
We have a picture.
So, it was
Start.
thumb to the pinky.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And where was the arrow?
The arrow was pointing towards the
It's underneath the palm.
from the palm points to pinky.
Under the
So
hand.
which way are you telling me you're turning it?
Okay, the way I see it in my brain is that way, towards the pinky.
And Zaylin literally has a picture.
So as you,
Clockwise.
this actually does allow you to turn it.
Okay.
When you turn it, you hear kind of the answering echo of that click. So the first click was like, and we go to break. There will be an Idle Champions code inside the chat right about now. And I would stick around for something. I have a weird feeling about just something.
Oh, something?
Something. Yeah, it's been a big week for things.
That may happen after the break.
Give your suggestions of what we should replace her blown up hand with
That,
in the chat.
that is something. We'll see you guys back here at 8:40. We'll just say 8:40 because I'm reading 8:27 at the moment, so that gives
Yeah.
us 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in the 13 to 15 minute range. You know, don't go anywhere. Tell your friends you're about to see a robot go.
No.
Cool.
You've had
See you in a
that.
minute. Hi everyone, welcome back to Inkwell Society versus the door. Door number 3. And I hear that's the charm. Or tick, tick, boom!
Dormammu have come to bargain.
It's a jarring situation.
Oh.
A jarring.
If it were a jar, you could get in.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've seen him try to open jars.
That's fair, it's Felix.
He's got his gloves. That's all. The gloves don't work well.
Careful, I'll blush at you.
Alright,
So,
how many deck
grip
saves do
check.
we have to make?
before we roll back in,
Thank you, sir. He's my stunt rose.
yes, he's the stand-in Rose. So before we get back in, I received a transmission.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What do we do?
Well, in the transmission, through House Civis, a little gnome came and told me that there was a symbol that I was supposed to give the beings of Earth or something like that. Eat Earth. Earth.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Earth.
It sounds
Earth.
like a poo place.
It's a very poo-poo place.
It's-
It's better than Earth.
Yes, but Earth. And something about root beer.
Oh yeah.
And this symbol, which I believe is over my face.
You have a face symbol.
Are you,
I'm a symbol face.
Can't cover up the money.
are you doing
maker.
Warforged things with symbols on your head?
It's true.
Possible.
Yeah. Like street tats.
Street tats for show. So, now you have yet another clue for the stream, and I hear that some people have figured out part of it, and also that perhaps they did not arrange things in the way that they needed to figure it all out. Which reminds me very much of a certain group of zeros plus 1. And another thing that requires combinations. And we shall see. As you press in, and begin to turn it, you feel the click against your palm, and it clicks the rest of the way as you can feel the lock slide back. But what seems as though it was not just a little lock, but a panel on the edge of the door that is slid into the door now and opens this way.
So it opens from where the handle is?
Nice.
So I could just push it back, or does it just go on its own?
Okay.
And Sirenscape has decided that it did not have me logged in
Silence for mood.
right now.
So it's Silentscape.
It is now Silentscape, and I'm going to have to do what I can
Well, we're
to
done.
remember
So
what the
thank you all
password
for
is off the
tuning
top.
in, ladies and gentlemen. Carl Vogt, and yeah, that's a wrap.
We broke the music.
All right, so as the door
Literally.
open, you're able to see the edge of it, being the panel, slides open, and the dim light spills into the darkness beyond.
Before we proceed, can you make a note on the paper of what the right combination was? Should we have to revisit this?
Yeah. I got it. Already noted.
It was it's a Warforged hand.
Yes. Very important.
It's me, thumb, middle finger, pinky, turn.
Counterclockwise.
I wonder,
Yeah.
if, I wonder if a metal gauntlet would have worked.
The secret ingredient was love.
Bum, 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 bum.
Lucian, with your eyes in the low light, do you see anything before we go inside?
Yeah,
Trip
what-
wires or strange things, just in case?
Can we see anything from where we're standing?
Please. Apparently something is wrong in the globe. Upstairs.
Currently, I cannot see anything, for the DM is not saying anything.
You're thinking deeply. While we have a moment to ponder here, your illusions, the things, like how quickly can you use those to confuse someone? Like the man that was going to shoot Grizz, could you put the illusion of the bed to maybe make him go, like, or this is not there, the magic is working?
I don't think it would have worked that way. I mean, I could have put the illusion there, but he still would have known it's there.
That close, he knows that. Yes.
No, just, that's common sense.
Easy, that is the magic. He's nothing sensible about it, eh? By what power do you do this, by the way? I just see you move the hand and then the pictures appear. How is this that you do this thing?
Where did you learn it?
I've always been able to do that since I was a kid.
You just can do this?
Elves are magical. You don't know that?
Yeah. Well, Rose can do the thing, but I just thought she likes complaining so much that I can hear her thoughts sometimes. We've been
Yeah, but
together so long.
Certain things require knowledge and expertise and learning, and you just always just had this.
So, the light spills into the darkness of the room, and it continues to streak back towards a back wall, and then up the side, widening slightly as the door comes to an abrupt stop at a 90-degree angle. The room, from what you can see, as the light starts to diffuse into the darkness, creating more dim light than anything, is almost a magnifying glass type shape spill out, or perhaps something of some sort of evergreen tree, a triangle shape up. You can see from the vantage point behind the door, behind the Warforged, that this appears to be, at least as much as you can see, a room that appears to be mostly empty. There are a few little bits and bobs in the pieces that you can see, and it does appear that beyond the right angle portion of this door, which is on the left, there is yet more room that way.
There's a few knickknacks in there, but it's pretty empty. Although there's more room that way that I can't see because the door's in the way.
Yeah, I'd like to check it out.
Do you have your lantern?
I would like to take out my hooded lantern and light it and proceed to go inside.
You open the door, so but carefully, please.
So as you move in, opening your light to the room, making it start to, putting off the warm glow of your hooded lantern, the room becomes very visible to everyone, and even the shades of gray that Lossian had been accustomed to have made themselves pretty evident. You can actually start to pick up a thin layer of dust with the almost errant scrapes seeming to draw it in, almost like a vacuum, but towards the door, where any signs of dust seem to be completely overrun, just moved out of the way. But there are still bits of dirt and hay and other oddities about the room.
Can we check to see if there's any, like, lanterns or things that would light the entire room that are already instilled within the walls?
There are 2 lanterns that hang from either side, about a third of the way on each.
Can we attempt to
Yeah, you can
light
light them.
those? Okay.
So you light them and you put your hooded lantern away? Who's lighting the one behind the 90-degree door frame there?
I'm looking, so I'm snooping, so not me.
I'll do it.
Okay, so you light that one, and as you do, an odd glimmer from behind the door picks up your attention. And it almost looks like a small boat for a moment, until you recognize it's roughly the size of your arm, and it's a feather. This is clearly a good deal longer, wider, and of an entirely different color than Larry Diglett.
What color is the feather?
It appears to be almost tiger-striped.
It's kind of on display.
This must have been...
No, it is on the floor.
Oh.
An actual biological feather.
When you check it out, it appears to be an actual biological feather, roughly the size of Felix's arm.
Is it dusty as well?
It has some, but it does not appear that it has been, like, used as a duster or anything.
But just so how long it's been there compared to everything else.
It appears to be as old or as fresh as the other knickknacks in the room.
So they did say to move the hub. This might have been the hub.
Lossian, are you aware of a creature with the feathers like this?
No, not really.
Am I?
Could be any kind of patterns.
Roll me a nature check.
No, it can only be the one pattern, my friend. 2, a whopping 7.
You don't feel like any come to mind.
I'm certain it is a feather.
That is a good statement. Is nature a thing that you're proficient in?
I mean, a little bit compared to the other things.
So not actually proficient.
Sort of, but not really.
What does sort of mean?
Sort of +2, I don't know.
That is not proficient.
No.
Proficient means that you actually have some expertise in this
Okay, I
skill.
don't
You've
know.
learned or taught yourself
I
or
don't know, a lot
been a
of
bird
mine.
watcher.
I got a lot of negatives.
Do you have,
so.
do you have a black dot next to it?
I do not.
That's usually what indicates
Okay.
proficiency.
Yeah.
Are you proficient in
Oh,
nature?
hell no. Why I didn't ask.
So,
Oh, I don't really hang out in nature. Grizz, I think, was.
you can have Grizz might have a better idea for certain.
No, he hung out there a lot.
And this is not necessarily something that Lossian has actually seen come through his morgue. So
Should we take it with us?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I search the room to the best of my ability. Look at every little thing on the floor, the walls, see if I see any indentations, markings, signs of other passageways, anything.
This would be a good place for a laboratory.
Clearly, it appears they were keeping some odd, large creature here. But how
Not
would they...
necessarily. Just could have been something with wings.
That does not strike you as odd to have feathers the size of a man's arm?
No. Have you seen Larry's wings?
They are much smaller than these.
Larry's are much smaller than this.
So Some things have wings, big wings.
Yes, and those things are called odd. keep
Well, we'll
looking.
try to
That's
figure
kind of-
out what it is.
That's kind of a personal choice, I guess.
How would they have gotten it out of here? Would they take a beast to the old dominion?
Are
Why-
there boxes? Are there things that we can look through?
As you scan about the room, I'm trying to find my Sirenscape stuff. As you scan about the room, you do see some box stuff, like a couple of broken box frames, and you do see a smashed vial of Dream Lily, or at least has that same kind of glittery appeal, but this also seems to be somewhat dried up,
Okay.
almost as a blue streak that had across the floor to the far right against that wall. And also behind the door was a coat rack with a black fedora.
Does it look like the one I've seen before?
It looks similar to the one that you have seen before, but not so specific to be anybody's that you can pointedly know. It looks as though it is a hat.
A common style. Look along the brim on the inside if there was anything, like a label from when they manufactured or anything, any markings of sorts.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Proficient, no.
Then you recognize nothing. You don't even know that it has anything to do. Whatever markings you see in there just look like scratches.
Does this make any sense to you?
I can make an Arcana check.
As you look into a hat that has been shown to you and may not otherwise have been shown to you had I not asked for an Arcana check, you can go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
If you told me there were strange markings that I didn't understand, I would have asked somebody else to look. Like, I would have. I would have been like, this seems legit.
The strange markings were like somebody's scratches, like hair, or like the hat being taken off and on, or put on and off of a post or hat rack. But irrelevant. Go ahead and roll.
That would be a 19.
You recognize these are some sort of magical markings. And you get that information not from your own actual knowledge, but from somebody who has spent quite a bit of time in a forge waiting for you.
This... I don't know what this does, but this looks like this has been modified slightly through something arcane.
Do you wish to put it on, or should I? I will try. Yes.
Feel free, I don't think that's a great idea.
Can I see the feather?
Sure.
I'm like, Zaylan took the risk with the door. She could have been dismembered or blown up. I think the least I could do is try.
And I'd like to look through the boxes while boxes I can look through while he's doing this.
Okay?
Lawson, you have the med kit, yes?
Yes.
I put the hat on.
Go ahead and put it on. And you can't take it off. Laucian, examining the feather, moving it around, you see that the shaft of it, which has a name and I can't think of it at the moment, but it seems to have little markings on it that have an M.
Does it look like a quill?
It does. It is like a quill, but the markings on it seem to be actually like ink, but not that this has been used as a quill. It just has an M on it.
I wonder what this M means.
Is it the M that was mentioned in the letter?
Probably.
So maybe belongs to Melishon? Is it Melishon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Might be Teeny's.
Let's hold on to it.
Does it look like there's anything else in this room?
Of the things that let's see, what else might
Do
be
I
in
find
this room?
anything in the boxes?
There wasn't actual boxes; they were just broken frames of boxes. You found the broken
Just the
vial
broken
of the.
dream lily.
Mhm.
And there's nothing odd around the broken bottle.
You find a couple of tube-like apparatus with almost like a little mouthpiece at the end.
Do any of you know what this might be?
Lossian, is this for the partaking of the dream lily? The sacrament?
Tube-like. Both Lossian and apparatus with Harmatio would recognize this as potentially the tube for a hookah.
Does this hat remind you of Garland's hat?
No.
Little big.
Garland wears a hat?
Yes.
Bowler,
A
doesn't
tiny bowler.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably a hookah mouthpiece.
We should keep that as
Are
well.
there any other, like, documents, pieces of paper, anything
Wall
else?
markings.
Do one of you guys who can't see in the dark want to take one of those lanterns?
Well, there's two that's lit on the wall.
Yeah, they're attached, I believe.
They're wall lanterns.
But you can
aren't they?
take my lantern if you want to use it for...
No, I don't need it. I was thinking, if you can't see in the dark and you don't have a lantern, you might want to take a lantern.
Also, look up. Is there any, like, on the ceiling? Is there anything else written behind the door? Like, anything else?
Nope. You guys have just found what looks like the majority of the stash for the area. You have examined the feather and found a little marking on that. The light from the, and if you put it in your coat thing, like it like runs down like to probably mid-thigh. The little vial flask of Dream Lily that's been kind of smashed, the bits of boxes and pieces, some hay, and the telltale markings of boxes and other things being dragged out of this room.
Oh, Felix,
Hmm.
did the markings on this hat look anything like the markings on the wheel?
Don't think so, no.
I'm going to do one quick walkthrough to see if there was any residue of any injuries. Was this like a hospital area, or was this just appearing to be some kind of storage?
Hospital area?
Yeah, to see if they were treating anybody, if this was like a secret place that they might have taken, hurt people.
It does not appear to be any type of such
Okay.
Are
place.
there any other areas or cells in the basement of the globe that we have been unable to access yet?
I don't believe so. I believe you guys got a hold of everything else.
So I guess the next
how the
step-
child was getting down here.
I don't know either, but
Have you looked for any secret doors?
Yeah, evidently do, yes. But the multiple pairs of eyes would be helpful.
I mean, not in this room.
unless
Elsewhere.
she came down with
Elsewhere.
somebody.
Hmm.
Yes.
But it would, I guess the next step would be for us to find who the hat belongs to and who the feather belongs to.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of the things that we are finding are leading us and pointing us towards talking with Garland and Melishan.
Based on your interactions with them, are they the kinds of people that we could walk in and sit down and say, "Oh, we found your missing dream lily, and we think you are now the hope"? Is that something that seems we could do to you?
I don't understand the moving parts in this, but yeah, probably. I mean, if they're not going to necessarily make us disappear, they're already willing to. Yes, I think we should talk to them about this.
You have the relationship. If you think so, I will agree with you. But
I have the relationship
not.
with Garland. She is. I mean, she's friendly enough, but more of my relationship is with Garland than Teeny, and then you know Teeny better than I.
She's kind of standoffish.
Is the library open on Sundays?
It's so you don't have any issue. It seems like with accessing the public library.
Do, before we leave, look around one more time for any kind of hidden passages for like how that kid is getting in here.
Yeah.
She could just be sneaky.
Yeah, but we needed to try multiple times to even get in here. How is she getting in here?
And
Felix is really sneaky now.
Yeah, they would say lock on their daughter.
Yeah, you look like somebody else completely.
Now?
Yeah, you
No.
do
Yeah,
look like
a little bit.
right before.
Something's.
The door,
Did
but you
the
do look
thing.
like you've been like eating more. Have you been sneaking more of the money and buying the food
No.
without us?
You look,
I haven't.
You look the same, but at the bank you look different.
Well, yeah, I was in disguise.
Maybe she can do that.
Also, you did that thing back in the room.
Yes, we still need to discuss.
We don't need to discuss that. So
Was it you who did that thing?
Yeah, it was him. It was not me. I hit the door and then I hit the deck because he's like.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, well, what do we do next? That's the question.
I am content to leave the club to go to speak to Melishan, but I would like to have a thorough investigation first of how the child is getting down here.
Yeah, it just something
What's
doesn't
next, I
seem
think?
right.
I've got to go to work.
Yeah, no, you've many times.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's only like maybe 2 or 3 bells into the afternoon.
Oh, really?
Right now. Yeah.
I thought that was later.
Okay.
I say we go to the library.
To where?
We could.
The library.
I start investigating the downstairs again while they're discussing this.
Okay. What do you want to do about your hat?
You said I cannot take it off?
And I feel like that would be alarming, but maybe it's not.
Can I try
He
to
hasn't
take it off of
mentioned
him?
it.
What am I going to do if I cannot take it off? I cannot take it off.
Nobody else knows that you can't take it off.
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm like, I cannot take off the hat apparently.
Hmm?
What are you
I'll
talking
try
about?
it.
The,
What do you mean he can't take it off?
oh, please, very gently, because my head is still attached to my body, yes. But the
Uh-huh.
hat, he said it had the arcane inscriptions in the hat, and it is on my head. It is not coming off my head.
Did you read it?
Are you trying to tear it off?
I'm trying to take it
Are
off.
you letting her tear it off?
Excuse me. No.
I will try. I will be gentle. I won't. If anything hurts, just tell me.
Does it hurt?
Just
You
scream.
might want to say whatever word was written on the inside.
Was that a what written on the hat?
Was it a legible word? It
Not
wasn't-
for anything anybody told you. No.
Yeah.
Look around. Like, I mean, can I like see
Probably-
like hidden
probably should
symbols
figure
or
that out
anything
before
that I
you put the
couldn't
hat
see
on.
before? Or writing I couldn't see before?
Do you feel okay?
He's the one who put the hat on. I said I am not putting that on my head.
But Zaylen took the risk with the look. I felt it was worthwhile. Perhaps it would have revealed some like hidden clue on the walls.
You don't feel any different?
Do I?
Having-
Let me know if you start hurting your brain.
Do I?
I'll,
like
try,
my brain is
I'll
constantly
gently
hurting.
try to tug at it, but tell me if I'm hurting you, so I'll
Yes.
stop.
Okay, proceed.
No.
Make a strength check.
Oh my god. You didn't need ears, did you?
It is a baller. It does
15.
Not look like my ears.
15.
Fedora.
She tries and tries, and you start to hear fabric rip.
Are you okay?
I think so, but perhaps they had this starting to give a bit. I don't know.
So you stop her, or you stop
Yes.
as you hear the fabric start to tear
Yes,
away from your head. Okay.
yes.
What is this thing?
It's probably got magic so it doesn't get blown off.
I mean, there is a real chance of that.
But what purpose does it serve?
Keeps you from getting sunlight and rain on your head.
Not
I
the
say
obvious.
I say out loud like had to come off and try and take it off. Remove, like try various magic words and come off.
Remove is a magic word.
It is if like open sesame. I don't know. Yes,
Looks like you're stuck with it for the time being.
it is not a bad hat.
And luckily,
Looks
it
good on you.
looks yeah.
Thank you.
Luckily, it looks good.
All right.
And
I
it hasn't tried to eat your brains, so.
Or perhaps it is, and I don't know yet. They're very slow with the eating, yes. But I do want to check the basement thoroughly for how the kid is getting in down
Yeah, I still don't understand that.
here. Yeah. Search.
Are you searching the entirety of the entire basement or this room?
The entirety of the entire basement.
Yeah.
So once you go back into the room that has
Are you gonna shut?
other,
Like,
once you go back into the room that has some of the other storage stuff, as well as Robert's makeshift closet, you are able to find a small crack, kind of like the hole that you guys recall from the top of that building. And it seems to be burrowed into the back part of the wall. And it feels as though there is heat emanating up a bit. Smoke, not heat. A little bit of smoke coming up out of it.
Is there a way to get through?
It is a very similar size and shape as the one that you were unable to.
Can we smash our way through?
Which is like a single brick size hole.
Which was bigger than, I mean, a single brick, no.
Child size?
Like child size.
Child size. Can we smash our way through this thing to see where it leads?
Cement block side?
Yeah.
Be a little bigger.
Okay.
Can you smash it?
Yeah.
Do you know any? Let's see. You don't know any of those things, as far as I know. So yeah, you can smash it.
We know violence.
You can absolutely try and smash
violence.
it. What do you want to use to smash it?
I will use my crowbar arm, I guess.
Harsh language.
I guess. Does that sound good?
What sound good?
I want to try. I want to see where this leads to. And obviously, there's some
Stick
heat
your head in
coming
there.
from.
Yes, I want to do this.
Nah.
But before we do this, yes, can you see through the hole? Can you see anything
can we
with
see?
your eyes?
It
He sees
seems to go
better-
down into the darkness.
better in the darkness than we do.
There's nothing with it I could see. But, I mean, I'm betting it's a lot like those heating shafts that come up from down below.
I'm gonna.
It's probably the cogs down there, or hopefully not lower.
Does this look like what you would experience when you were crawling behind the library? Is this similar?
No, not at all.
I'm just gonna try to crowbar smash my way into this thing.
Are you
if I
sure?
can.
You sure you want to do that? There's like fire or something down there putting out smoke, and you want to open it up?
If that leads down to further down to the cogs, that's probably not a great idea. But if you guys want to do it,
No.
Just do it.
No.
I do lean down and I just whisper into the hole. I'm like, Child, do you hear us? It is Armateo and Zelan again.
She could be anywhere.
Yeah, she could. But she could be on the
Also,
other
she
side of the
clearly
wall.
doesn't like us.
Maybe. It is worth a shot. What does it cost
It is
us?
worth a shot. No, I'm sorry. You're right.
I wouldn't really break anything here. That's probably going to cause
We
some
don't do
problems.
this a trail. We can always come back to the hole, yes. But that settles our curiosity. We know how the child is coming in.
It'd be better
Okay.
not to set fire to the pub.
But if we don't find out who owns that hat, and if we don't find out about the feather, I'm gonna smash my way into that thing.
I will bring a crowbar and assist you myself, yes.
I'm gonna hand you the key to the bar.
Yeah, still wouldn't suggest you do that.
I tuck the key away. Would it make you happy to smash
It would just a little bit. I'd really just like to smash it a little bit.
Okay. If you're gonna go smashing things, I'm gonna run some errands because I don't really think smashing walls right now is a good idea.
Definitely not.
We can come back to smash. It will still be here, I promise. I just
Okay.
kind of put my arm around you gently. I'm like, nah, it's fine. We will go talk to the Malachon. Yes.
Okay.
And perhaps we will end up smashing something there if there is charitable, as he's to say.
Okay.
Yes.
No, you're being very reasonable. It's okay.
Lock the doors. Try and like remove all signs of like that we've even been here. Like make it look legit.
Who has the coin?
I do. Well,
Right.
yes. Well, actually, when I was sick, I gave it to you. So yes, Emily, he has it from when I was ill.
Loshan, I need the coin.
What for?
I want to follow up on the lead, see if Paulie knows anything about this.
Now.
Wink. Well, he knows Melchan. I never want to step in that library again.
Very fair.
And I feel like
That's a good point.
it is a better
That's a
use
fair
of
point.
time.
I will
So-
go with you to Polly then, because I think Polly's fascinating, and I haven't seen him when he was sober.
No.
No.
But he's got the information on the walls.
No.
And you know, because of him,
Amateo,
that I know
I
the
don't-
connection between the butcher shop and the bazaar. I must ask him about these.
And that's
Maybe-
exactly why I don't want you to talk to him.
Maybe you and I can go off on a. I don't know.
Yes. Okay.
Also, Hamatio, if you follow too many of these threads all at the same time, you will spread yourself too thin. You should go with Loskin at least to go check out the information about the connections about the library.
Do you, by chance, know anything about the combination lock?
What?
A combination lock.
To what?
Latch has the safe in his office. We're
Has he?
in the Old Dominion. This might be our last time coming in here.
Well, maybe we should go check the office.
Yes.
I don't think I've heard anything about a combination lock, and I don't think any of the
Rose
pieces of
told me.
paper we've been given have any combos on them, do they?
It is worth a look.
I don't think I can crack it.
You have yet to try.
I don't have the tools.
I will go with you if I can smash something.
Yeah,
Oh my
we'll go check the office. Yes.
Okay, so Felix is gonna go where?
Yeah.
I am going to take the coin and leave the establishment.
Right, and you two are going to the office, and Lossian, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Am I going to the library, or am I coming with one of you guys?
Well, are you prepared to talk to Tini alone?
I guess.
What are you going to ask her?
What she knows about M and the hub, and whether this is her feather, and
Based on your interactions with her, is it safe to ask her these things so directly?
Sure.
Because, like Felix, I personally have no desire to return to the library personally.
Well, yeah, I mean, she and Garland are. You talk to them about making deals, and they make deals. So why wouldn't you just talk to them?
How long? Yes.
I think you would be very helpful with lotion.
Let us make a quick look in the office, then we will go together. Is this acceptable to you?
Oh yeah, I've got time. I don't have to be at work for a few hours.
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm going to hand you the one vial of Dream Lily that I had on me.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can get some money for that when you meet up with Garland. He was buying them off of us.
Garland usually doesn't go to the library.
Was he buying them from us, or was he collecting evidence from us?
He was not collecting evidence, he was They want the Dream Lily, they give us money for it.
Your
Do
logic,
you like money?
Your logic is unassailable. I tuck it in my pocket.
Yeah.
So you have all of the Dream Lily?
I have a vial that is on my person. The rest of it is at the house.
And I just, as an aside, don't let him know you have it.
Yes. 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 To the office. Just search the office.
Okay, so you guys go up, you search the office. Somewhere around the desk, I'm assuming is where Rose told you.
In the floor.
Yes, in the floor. Go ahead and roll me investigation checks. Both of you.
17.
Okay.
Natural one.
Looking at the ceiling.
You successfully disbelieve the safe.
Is that with your bonuses?
That with the bonus of 17. Total 17.
I
Total
need a
of
good
17?
Dice jail.
And your with your bonuses, what did you get?
Bonuses for what? I have a natural one.
For investigation?
For investigation? Okay. 3.
3. So,
Ceiling's real pretty.
that means that you will succeed on a 10 DC group check to find this thing. Because while one of you, we'll say Harmatio, locates the interesting pattern on the floorboard, right about the time Zaylin is about to give up, she leans against the arm of a chair, and Harmatio sees the lid of the floorboard click and fly up at him. And the safe is below.
What manner of combination is it?
Looks like a spinny one.
Do you think we can put our ear to it and
I think that is the case. What was the date of when the war ended? Do you know this?
do I know this?
She is a soldier.
I am a soldier.
I will allow you to make a history check. But considering you did not finish out the war because you took a field trip to follow a drunken...
Escapee.
Yeah, a wall soldier.
I got a 7.
A 7?
Yes.
You think it's sometime in the 700s.
700s?
Or maybe it was year 7.
Or
Because you
maybe
can
7.
only remember being alive for maybe 4.
I feel,
Maybe.
I don't know, I feel like maybe a
7
7's
years?
involved, but I don't know if it's 700
4
or
years.
7 or...
Lucien, are
Or-
you
I don't
aware
know.
of the date of the end of the war?
Which war?
The
The,
big war.
the?
This war. I pointed her and I'm
The?
like, this war.
The last war?
Yes.
Oh, the one you guys were having here on this continent when I was not here?
It's fair. That is absolutely fair.
Okay.
Is that they know, my friend, that you do not know today?
Sometime like the last 5 years or so.
But why would somebody use that as like a number for?
Because he was a soldier, and when the war was over is when he gained his freedom. That would strike me as
Could
significant.
be anything. Though.
As the three of you rattle your brains for where this spinning wheel could possibly stop, we visit Felix, who has left the building and is where?
I'm going to the bank.
In the bank! Felix strides home, just in case anybody was watching, but also to grab his nice jacket and gloves. And makes his way up toward the upper wards and the familiar House Kundarak bank vault comes into view in front of him down the skyway. Its marble pillars and gold trimmed roof shining in the midday sun. As you make your way inside the doors, you can see that there's a light amount of business today. And the clerk that you remember from before walks up, noticing you as somebody who appears not to be committed to any specific line or even the deposit slip area. You can see him approaching in 5, 4, 3.
I'll go a step forward and meet him.
Hi, friend.
Hello.
Can I help you?
Yes, I have one of the keys. I wish to go check a box.
Oh, a key for our vault?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can I see it?
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, hold on right away. And he leads you across. Same familiar pattern. Door pops open. As he leads you into the room, he squints at the. He kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and he goes, "Wait, can I see that key one more time?"
Sure.
He just kind of like looks at it, doesn't touch it. Okay. That looks a lot like the same markings that were on the key that came in with a dwarf and an elf the other day.
I don't know anything about the elf, but the dwarf is a friend of mine who was checking something for me.
Oh, of course, sir. Okay, of course. Roll me a persuasion check.
Absolutely. 18, 19, 20, 21.
I will leave you to your business. Please have a good time, and I'll be back. Just do you want some water?
Do you have any wine?
For that key, yes. I have a couple of different bottles. Is there one that you might prefer?
Surprise me.
Oh, white or red, or purple, or blue or black?
Would I know purple is purple a more flavor, less bam kind of?
I would say it's more flavorful, less bam.
Good. Than that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just in as an out of character knowledge of wines, if a purple is good on flavor but not gonna get me.
It's like grape
hammered.
juice.
Perfect. Purple is fine.
Okay. Okay. One minute. And he leaves, and the same familiar tray floats in, rests down in front of you, with a little stemless glass filled with purple fluid.
Great. Enjoy. Put the key into it, and as
Nothing happens.
damn it. The key's not working.
The key's not working at the moment.
Is the door still open?
Yep.
All right, I'll take the.
As you take the glass, the tray lifts up,
Great.
floats its way out.
Once the That is clear. I will put the key down.
The door slides down, sealing itself in. Key raises up in the box and click.
Great. I'm gonna pull everything out again, lay it out. You're free. Take a sip of the wine.
Yes.
I see a lot of potential with this paperwork. Do you think we can do anything about this and make it ours?
Did you bring your forgery kit?
I didn't specify. I would.
Nope. You didn't even specify you wanted to go back to the Wicked Lawn. I gave you a hintsky. But if there's a spell that you might have in mind, I might be able to retrieve something.
Retrieve a spell?
A spell that could change this.
I'm not super familiar with what spells are actually. Do you know of any that might work?
I can't say that I know exactly what the translation of certain things are comparatively.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find anything in there for that. Of the spells I know, at least, as a player.
Do you want me to just try and find one at random?
No, random won't really work, and I don't want to flip through a book right now. What?
I'm not there.
Is if I have my kit with me, is there some way that you can assist me in transforming this? Because I'm not sure if I can actually modify this or not.
If you wish, I can do some things to it. Maybe touch up some of your human-type mistakes.
That might be a possibility. Damn it. Okay, well, Rudy, what do you want me to do? Because either I'm going to...
Is there time in the day for you to make a trip back? You could probably make it back to the Wicked Lawn and back here.
Okay.
Your compatriots may wonder where you've been for so long.
Sure. Either that or, I mean, that seems like the safest option, because if I pull it out, if people are going to immediately be like, oh, and I won't have any time to work on it, then...
So, you put the key, or you put everything back in, grab the key, hustle your way out. The doorman, the bank manager walks up and, oh, hi, and you just straight by him.
Be back in a minute.
Take a lap, grab the thing, come back roughly about 30 minutes later. And do the click, click, click. We go through all of those steps, and you stand there now with everything laid out on the table before you.
Okay. So I'd like to try and modify this to change it to my name.
Your name?
Unless you have another suggestion.
I don't. I think this is a wonderful beginning. Please, allow me to manifest. Almost as if out of your arm, a couple of, like, plumes of smoke start to sup onto the sides, coming out of your, like, just the edges of the glove. And shortly thereafter, a small black and red-veined looking genie with flaming hair stands on your glove, steps his way down off your glove and onto the table, and crosses his legs, remaining floating in the air just above where your work will begin.
Okay.
You may roll you can roll your forgery check.
Okay.
And you can add an extra d4
Okay.
in this instance.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. What is my... is it based off of intelligence for the forgery, or...
So,
I don't remember.
the moves that you're going to have to make for this.
Yeah.
You are going to have to use your dexterity. It's going to be a forgery dexterity. You're going to have multiple checks.
Okay.
Forgery dexterity.
Yep.
To make sure that you are able to get the previous entry taken off easily.
Okay.
Then you're going to have to do another one to make sure that you are lining everything up and writing it in the appropriate way.
Okay.
And then that one will be an intelligence check. So forgery plus intelligence. And then it's going to be another dexterity check to make sure that you... Actually, this last one's going to be constitution. So you get proficiency, but you're going to add your dexterity modifier to the first one, your intelligence modifier to the second one, and your constitution modifier to the last one.
Okay.
Dex and con.
3, 2, 0. So that is... and each of them I'm rolling a d4 in addition?
Each of them you'll be rolling a d4 in addition.
Okay. So 21 on the first.
You are able to completely eradicate any idea of that.
11 on the second.
Okay, hold. So, as you scratch it back, you're able to pretty much clear even like the indention that could have been there from somebody pressing a little too hard with the swoops of their quill. You even take the time to go back and rub the backside of the page to buff that out. Flipping it back over, you realize that the line that it was written on, well, there actually wasn't a line that it was written on. And now you have to line it up appropriately. You try and make sure that the way that the word is situated there looks about right. You set your hand, grasping it with your offhand to keep it steady, as you begin to write in not your own handwriting. What name?
So my options are, I mean, I can do pretty much anyone, can't I?
You can write pretty much anything.
Do I feel like the false identity that I have as a second identity, including documentation and these types of things, would be like, is that going to be, it says it's watertight, but is that watertight enough to inherit and...
You may have to do some additional legwork to make sure that other documents are ready to be produced in the appropriate amount of time. But as far as the backstory that you've created and the idea that there are certain individuals who only know you by that name, and likely even some in the middle to lower tier of the area, would be pretty watertight. It would maybe not be airtight, especially if it actually had to do with anybody within your house that may still know who you are.
With the secondary identity? With myself, it's probably going to raise a lot of flags.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe nobody will care.
Doing my name.
Okay, so you start to sketch what?
My name.
Right. What is it?
Would I go for the full...
You would probably want this to be as legal and appropriate as possible.
All right, so I would write Felix Vesser de Kenneth.
Make me your forgery check with your proficiency And your Constitution modifier.
Nat 20.
A natural 20.
Yes. And so 22 total.
You scroll your name across it.
Like Zorro.
Yeah.
Taking the time to go back and purposely change the size of certain swoops, the tilt of certain other letters to create a more specific type of handwriting that looks nothing like your own. As you do, even the one point where you almost make a little mistake, you've got Mr. Genie hanging out, going, ooh, not right there. You gotta do about just a little bit further over. Oh, perfect. And here's the line. And he lays down on the piece of paper. So he's like, don't go below me. don't write, don't tickle. Ooh, that tickled. Not as much, a little less. Okay, good. He gets up and he looks at it. That is as final work as I could do myself, if the pen wasn't so big. Is that all you need me for today?
We should probably check over the will and testament. Is that sealed, or how is that handled?
It appears to be a part of the same stack of pages. So you just changed the deed to have your name on it.
I mean, I'd like to change everything, but I don't know if you're specifying. I figure I should ask rather than assume.
So, if you just change your name on the deed, there's really not a purpose in the will anymore.
Okay. Great.
So what are you going to do with that?
Would destroying it... Oh, I mean, what does it actually say, the will?
Are you going to go through and open it?
Would that trigger the tracking on it?
It appears that, like, while you're inside this interdimensional space, it may not. But we'll just say that as you start to mess with it, you see him kind of get a little uncomfortable.
What's wrong?
You could just, I could just
burn it.
Just make it disappear.
Sure.
He goes over and he picks it up, and he's got this big, like, he just kind of swirls it all up, and it almost looks like a bunch of scrolls, like, kind of poofing out of the space. And he's like, just, can you loosen your glove a little bit? You go to loosen it, and he starts to, like, shove the papers in there, and you can feel like there's almost like this, like, smoldering happening, but the papers actually seem to be passing through your dragon mark, pushing into the aberrant portion, and into the big, almost welt-sized veins of it. And eventually, after about 10-15 minutes, it seems to have been completely destroyed or put elsewhere or what have you, but you know it's not here anymore.
Did that just go where I think it went? Where you and I first met? Alright, good enough. Alright. Time to leave.
Alright, so what do you take with you? What do you lock back in the box, etc., etc.?
I mean, the only thing there is the deed, yes?
Pretty sure that at the moment the deed is the only thing left.
Then taking it with.
So you take the deed.
Yep.
You pull the key off. Everything closes. And what are you three doing?
If none of us know the date of the last war, I'm not going to mess with it. So.
Okay. So you table or floor that discussion for another time. And now what are you doing?
Go see Teeny. Let Lossian do what he's going to do.
Yep.
What are you going to do, Lossian?
I'm going to go to the library and talk to Teeny.
You guys make your way to the library. You have slight twitches in the the sides of your eyes from walking back in.
PTSD from
Little-
the library.
Little bit of anxiety creeping up as you make your way into the library.
Go over to the guards, show my library card.
It allow you to move down the flight of stairs. Are you two coming as well?
Oh yeah, I got my flywheel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody makes their way downstairs.
Is it the same guys at the stair before when I threw him out? Or is it different guys?
It appears to be different guys.
Okay. Go down.
Hopefully Ian found Robert.
We go down to the door to the break room.
Hmm?
Go in.
You can see Teeny back there working on her, working at the desk.
Like, knock
Guard kind of
at the break room door.
glances over.
Can I talk to Teeny?
1 second. Gets up, walks back there. She looks over and she sees you over there and waves you back. And you head back into her office with your accomplices.
Hi, Teeny.
Hi!
Can we talk privately?
You brought them.
Right. That's what I mean. Just like,
You want to push them out and close the door?
No, 'cause
We
just
could step
keep it-
out if that's okay.
Don't step out.
No. Okay. That's-
I just didn't want to bother the guards.
Uh-huh. Do you want to introduce me to them then?
Oh, sure. These are my friends.
Hi.
Harmatio Forelski.
Harmatio Ferelsket.
Hi, my name is Zalen.
Zalen.
I shut
And
her
I
office
cover my scarred, tattered.
You look like you've seen some better days. It's okay. She writes down both of your names
door.
in the
I
ledger.
shut the office door.
Hmm?
And then I go,
What can I do for you?
So, this is kind of like some business that's sort of like Garland oriented.
Uh-huh.
So, you know about Latch, right?
Uh-huh. I'm not necessarily sure I feel so comfortable where this seems to be leading.
Yeah. We found some things, and we thought you might need to know about it because I think it involves you.
Oh? She kind of looks around, snaps her fingers, and the illusion on the walls that looks like an office drops. It actually looks like it's a cellar storage room in a way, except for it is just her desk, the chair, and a wall with a bookshelf of ledgers looking exactly the same that's right here on her desk. And her demeanor changes almost entirely. So,
Mm-hmm. So, we didn't want this to get out and get you in trouble. So
what?
we wanted to bring you the knowledge that it seems that some things were left in, I think you call it the hub?
Me?
There, Latch did.
Latch.
Mm-hmm. And he moved it to M, and we think is this your pen?
What is... Her eyes start to go a little wide. No, it's not a pen.
Oh, what is it?
A feather.
Oh, I thought it's like a quill.
That's typically what they are.
Mm-hmm. But they had an M on it, and since Latch worked with Garland, and they did some, things to keep the bar kind of safe and help some kids, I thought maybe you...
Kids?
Mm-hmm. I thought maybe you were helping them because you used your initial, and that's why I was thinking this is yours.
Because there's a letter?
This is the only person I could think of.
You really don't know anybody else with an M in their name?
Nope.
Huh. Alright. Well,
So,
who are these people?
they're friends I met.
You don't necessarily have the most thorough check that you do on your friends sometimes.
Well, we don't know what this thing is. We were just wondering if you
Later. But
if you recognize this thing.
Because I didn't want to get you in trouble.
Where did you find it?
Garland. This?
Mm-hmm. And what is this note that you're talking about from Latch.
If I could interject for just one moment. With respect, Latch was a friend of ours. Mm-hmm. We believe someone has done him harm, and we are simply trying to get to the bottom of this. Do you happen to have any idea who might have moved against our friend?
Somebody moved against your friend?
Yes. Or so we believe.
What would lead you to believe such a thing?
Sign hit him in the head.
Yeah, he's
A
dead.
sign hit him in the head.
It in the head.
Well...
That a child apparently had unhooked, but someone had lured him out into this ambush.
Signs that show some foul play, in our opinion.
Is that a joke?
Well, a little bit.
What joke?
The feather is from a giant owl.
Oh,
What manner of owl have these?
big one.
I do not understand, Charlene. I am new
Do you
here.
know which owl it came from?
Considering there's only about a half dozen or so, it's probably not an impossible feat to track them down.
Is it one of the ones working in the city, you think?
That would be my guess.
Hmm.
But what is this? What else can you tell me about this hub?
We do not mean to overly burden you. We just were wondering, do you have any idea who may have harmed Latch?
There are all sorts of people. He was a soldier, etc.
It was working with some sort of smuggling in order to pay for things.
This I'm aware of.
And,
I say to him in Elven, I'm like, she may not be the friend you believe her to be.
I think she understands that.
She may. That is why I did not say it in Gnomish.
But I think that the hub work was being paid for by the smuggling.
Does the word hub or any of that not mean anything or ring any bells to you? Or?
It means a thing to me, but that doesn't mean it means the same thing to anyone else.
But Latch said he moved it out after they had the accident with what was his name? Cater. When Cater happened.
But what does that mean to you?
What? That it was moved? Not much other than what it says.
But none of this rings anything.
Well, the issue here is that I don't know you. And I don't know you. And... oh, you're you.
Yeah.
So I don't know necessarily if it benefits me, and I don't necessarily mean in a I need to get ahead kind of way, but I'm not necessarily sure that it's a good idea to tell you whatever I do know in hopes that you might be able to pull some thread out of that and find what you're looking for.
Is there any other chair in this place besides the one she's sitting in?
You scan around and you see one kind of back in the corner, laying against, not cornered in the wall, but flat against the wall that would be opposite of her desk, but off and to the right.
But does she, like, I'm sure her desk is full, but is there any way I can, like, lean against it, like, anything, like... I want to convey exasperation without rudeness. Like, I would have sat down if there's a seat, but if there's not a seat, I'll continue.
There's a seat over there.
I don't need to go that far.
That's smart.
I just say to her, I'm like, ma'am, with respect, it has been a very trying few days.
Yes.
We have gathered this information. We did not go to the authorities. We have come before you with respect. We will respect you. We will respect your husband. We are tangled up in events that we do not understand, that we are attempting to decipher. You've taken the time to drop the illusion. You have shown us that this is this thing that is going here. Clearly, we have made it to your doorstep. If you wish to turn us away to go and be in the streets, rattling things that you do not wish rattled and questioning people you do not wish questioned.
Oh, is that
So
where
be
we're
it.
going with this?
No.
We are here to attempt to assist you.
That's bad. Nope.
These are the type of people that you're going to bring in here. And she clicks her fingers, and all of a sudden, all of the illusion on the outside now becomes basically the incendiary inside of a volcano.
I kind of grab Hermatio's hand and pull him over.
No,
Like, no,
we would never spill your secrets.
It sounds as though maybe I need to make sure of that now.
Please forgive my friend. We've just all had a very long day, and this is very exhausting.
As the airships fly
We
by.
get no sleep in this terrible place because of these things.
No, I just wanted to let you know there are some bits and pieces, but if it's not for stuff that you're doing,
Well, if there's a way...
Again, we mean no disrespect to you.
How do I know he's not going to go out there and... What was that? Rattle some cages or something?
If that was my intention, I would have done it. We have come to you with respect.
If it's not your intention, why did you bring it up with respect?
He tends to put his foot in his mouth. I apologize for all of us.
Because this sounds like a threat, not respect.
By no means, I'm very sorry. Please forgive us. It's been a very long day.
Was that a threat?
he's not from around here. He sometimes puts his foot in
She's tuned them out entirely and is holding you eye contact.
He would take his hat off, but he can't.
Of course not, ma'am. I wish to be of assistance.
Roll me deception.
I'm not lying.
You definitely were threatening her.
No, I wasn't.
Absolutely.
No, I know what I was doing. I was not threatening her.
Did you say that you were going to spill her secrets?
No, I said if she would rather we be spilling her secrets, then she doesn't have to help us if she wants us to be a part of it.
I'm, again...
My deception is 4.
4.
4.
Lucian,
Yes.
I don't believe your friend. I don't know what his intentions are, because I can't even trust the things that he said before, and I would caution you to think otherwise about it as well. I've already given you some information, and should I be pressed in any more uncomfortable of manners, I might rattle some cages, or maybe just fill them and drop them into a place like this.
That wouldn't be nice.
Again, I'm sorry, and perhaps it's better if we leave the room and let you discuss things. My sincerest apologies.
Is she a gnome or is she a halfling?
She's a gnome.
I say to her in gnomish, apologies if I have misspoken. Things are done differently where I come from.
Usually, when you use another tone, and she says this to you exactly in gnomish, usually when you use a tone like that, and you say things that people don't want to happen, it is going to be perceived as a threat. And, she switches to Elvish, when you change your language to talk to somebody else that's in the room, assuming that somebody else in that room is not going to understand you, that doesn't bode well for your credibility either.
As I said, apologies. Things are done differently where I come from.
You can just walk around threatening people.
I think we...
It's still all in Elvish now.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, we can wait outside. If that is what you would prefer.
I think now it is. Mm-hmm.
Like, she would like us to wait outside.
And I follow out. Again, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it, dear. I know somebody about that thing. We could maybe... Yeah, you know, later.
It's so expensive.
It can be. It's all about who you know.
I'll come back to you. Thank you.
Of course.
And grab him.
She drops the illusion real fast so that you can find the door.
Oh, there. We exit.
Lucian, is there anything specific that you would like to see on the walls?
Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing with some of the palace walls with the plants from Arcana. It's been a long time since I've seen those.
Oh, yes. How about some of the birds?
Yeah.
She clicks once, and the foliage rises up from the floor all the way up to the ceiling, and even starts to create this like overhang of an illusion. And then she flicks again, and you can start hearing little mild chirping off in the distance, and then every now and then the flutter of little birds flying across the way.
I miss this place.
It's nice. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry about them. They've never acted like that in front of me before. But I wanted to help. So if you don't know anything about this that I can help you with, I don't know. I guess I'll have to find whoever's in trouble because of this. Because it looks like they need some help because they're moving and hiding, and we think Latch got hurt for this. And
Latch died for
Latch
this.
was killed for that. At least he got to move on, and it's going on to the next experience.
I suppose that's a way to look at the way that Warforged handle things. Oh. I don't think there's really any...
Everything does that.
Okay.
But is there something that you know that we can help?
You did not hear it from me.
Oh, no, never.
The hub is a place called the Cocoon Saloon.
Oh, we heard about the Cocoon Saloon.
You found a what now?
Do you have to have a coin to get in?
No, you have a coin?
You
don't know what the coin is for?
No. It's got a butterfly on one side and looks like a caterpillar on the other side.
What's it made out of?
It's metal.
Oh.
Wait, I have it. No,
I have it.
Oh, yeah, no, we already established before. Yeah.
I don't know. It's some kind of metal. I think it was nickel plated.
Oh. That's that's a special coin.
Oh, how so?
Well, if you have one of those and you show it to a particular person at the saloon, it will get you into a place that I have never been.
Oh. If we go in there, I'll definitely tell you what's in there.
That, for some reason, makes me feel a little worried about what I just told you.
You don't think we should go in there?
I think maybe if you go in there and other people don't know what it is, there's probably a pretty good reason.
Oh, I thought that's how you find out.
It's how you would find out. If I wanted to know, I probably would have found out.
Oh, okay. Then I won't tell you.
For now, that might be best.
Okay. But, so the hub, is that had the thing to do with the kids?
What? What kids?
Latch felt bad because there's this little sort of flame-haired girl that was sneaking into the Old Dominion and probably getting some food because she was probably on the streets. And he was talking about maybe having Lady Hart take over if they could arrange that.
Oh, Lady Hart?
Yeah.
She's a minor noble.
That's what I hear.
And she's involved with Latch.
No, I don't think so. But maybe. He said that it'd be nice if this orphan or girl or whatever was under the care of Lady Hart. Which it would be if you're on the street. I mean, if you've got someone who's rich, who's willing to cover for all your expenses and not let you sleep on the street, that'd be really nice.
So an orphanage?
She goes to those places.
Goes to those places.
She's a benefactor.
So Lady Hart is somehow involved with orphans outside of the orphanages.
I'm not sure if they're outside. It might just be with the orphanages.
But at...
She might be able to get like...
The Old Dominion?
No, there was a girl who got into the Old Dominion who would steal food, and Latch said it would probably be good if Lady Hart took care of her, which probably means probably put her in an orphanage so she wasn't living on the street.
Oh.
But then there's the coin, and they move the hub.
I think I'm gonna have to think on this a little bit. There's a lot of, like, loose ends here that...
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, isn't it?
I know from different walks of life, but none that would walk together necessarily, at least not that I'm aware of.
And so they moved the hub.
Have you told Garland about this?
Oh, no, not yet.
Good, don't.
Oh, no? Should I talk to him about the other thing I want to do?
I don't know what the other thing you want to do is.
I've got this crossbow thing, this little hand crossbow I wanted to sell.
Oh. I could probably take that off your hands for you.
Well. How much would you be willing to give me for it?
Well, how much do you want for it?
How about 100 silver?
100 silver?
Is that too much? Or not enough?
She stops and ponders. And ponders. And checks the equipment logs. I will give you 7.
7 silver.
And that's only because you're my friend.
Oh. I was hoping for more. I hear they're kind of rare.
A hand crossbow?
Yeah. Not everybody can use them.
Oh, yes. Should I ask you how you've come to have it in your possession?
Well, there's somebody, another person I know who's a friend, at least I think so, who had some trouble after him, I think, and somebody tried to do a bad thing and kill him, I think, and we stopped that person. But you didn't hear it from me.
Not only did I not hear it from you, I think it might be best if we don't see each other for a little while. Maybe you guys don't come back to the library for a bit.
Well, I need to get some books.
Yeah, you can find a different library for a little bit. Just let things kind of air out.
Oh. Maybe Garland can give me the books?
Maybe. So,
There's
7 silver.
There's also these 2 darts.
That one looks spent, and
This one's kind of deadly.
well, it's a bolt.
Yep.
You can throw those in for the 7 silver, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay, so just put it down on the desk, and she pulls out a couple of silver, drops the 7 into your palm, takes the crossbow, puts it in the desk, into like a ridiculously small drawer. Okay, so,
Should I take Zaylin to go talk to Zelwyn?
You could, yeah. He might be able to do some work there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I need to talk to him anyway. He was going to teach me some things.
Good. Let's not check in
Okay.
for a few months.
That's not very long. I thought you meant like a long time, like a decade or so.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh.
But I think right now it's just more important that whatever's going on not be traced back here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Did you want to maybe exchange information somewhere else, like at the Old Dominion?
I'll send somebody to you if I find something out.
Okay. Thank you for the information about the Cocoon Saloon and the hub and the stuff. And if we need some weird scribbling translated, who would be the best person for that?
I suppose it depends on the type of scribbling.
Kind of like sharp and jagged and kind of fiery looking.
I'm sorry, I don't really know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but the feather,
Yeah.
giant owl, I believe the Cocoon Saloon has a bouncer
Ooh.
that is a giant owl.
Mm-hmm.
Which is odd, because usually they're merchants.
Is it a male or female?
Who?
Exactly.
Oh, the owl. A male.
Oh, I wonder if his name starts with an M.
I don't know. But that's all the time that we have for today. So, we will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Black Magic Dungeons and Dragons, the stream of many eyes. Sirenscape, Well, the siren part or the skate part. You can pick one because we got about halfway through. Idle Champions for giving us some awesome raffle prizes, which, those of you that stuck around, I will be throwing a third one in right about now. And with that...
The subs donated.
Yep.
Ooh.
Guys, thank you so much for the extra subs that have come in.
Haji 85. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
And thank you a lot for the... you guys are like taking care of each other, which is, to me, super important in the sense of, like, you guys are helping build the community one sub at a time, and not by talking other people into doing it, but by paying it forward, which is an incredible thing, especially when we're here talking about how much we value welcoming other people in and the inclusivity that comes with that. You guys have been awesome. We will look forward to seeing you next week, where I'm sure you guys will look forward to figuring out what these new clues mean in the grand conspiracy of things, which... Oh, heart. And if we can tie up some loose ends and maybe see what kind of haikus and or song or poem or whatever comes back from Canada.
I believe that's pronounced Kanada.
It was,
Oh.
it was
My bad.
Satine's birthday this week, so feel free to shoot her a happy belated
Yes.
Yep.
at Satine Phoenix.
Yep. And don't forget to tune in Friday for Maze Magic News at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. And then we will see you again for Sirens of the Realms. And some of us will be popping into other interesting adventures very soon.
Some things.
Some things.
And you guys still have no idea what I'm doing at the Stream of Many Eyes, so...
Spoiler alert, he's doing a thing in Stream of Many Eyes.
Some people...
And some of us are just lurking.
Yes.
So if you get a ticket, we will see you there. Outside of that, go ahead and make sure you hit by all the Gen Con stuff and Origins if you're going to be there. We might be hanging out.
Yeah.
I will talk to you all later. Thank you for coming to watch us play some D&D in the Noir. Thank you for joining the table. Throw the intro.
Bye.
Outro.